live? Is it live?
Okay, well, now,
Are we real?
now we're live. I would, yeah, I think now we're definitely live because now people are going to be like, hello, and stuff like that.
Hopefully chat will respond.
Yeah. We got punked by hitting go live and then YouTube Studio signing me out. Because, like, I'm allowed to open YouTube Studio, see all of my analytics, click the scheduled streams button and stuff, but the moment I actually click go live, that's the point where it's just like, wait a minute, are you really adamant it? It's like, okay.
And then when you hit go live again the second time, it then didn't do it. So you had to click it the third time.
Third time's the charm.
Ah!
Anyway.
Good afternoon.
Yes, hello everyone, how are we doing?
It's Saturday.
It is. It sure is.
Almost somewhat quarter to a time.
Yes, yes. I mean, well, I started trying to hit go live at 1:45.
And then
however, then I fell down the magical rabbit hole that is YouTube Studio. So, you know. Yes. All right. Yes. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing?
Yes. You now need an updated beardless mug.
True, I guess. Yeah. I'll consider this, yeah. I'll consider this. I need to do merch anyway. I've got, like, all of the ingredients for a new design. Like, one of the designs that I wanted to do from day zero, which was, like, the voltage injection T-shirt thing. Like, the artwork for that got done, or, well, like all of the elements for the artwork, like I think it needs assembling. Like I need to take all of the stuff and like actually do the layout of the design kind of thing. I need to lay it out. But the actual art got done months and months and months and months ago. And I just need to actually lay it out. And then just start doing the things. But yeah, I need to do stuff with merch. I will consider this.
A bearded mug holding a non-bearded mug.
Yeah.
Holding a bearded mug holding a non-bearded. Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed.
The beard is a hand holding the next mug, you know. The beard is another fist that can punch someone, you know.
What are you, Chuck Norris?
Oh yeah, I guess, but yeah. All right. Anyway, hello. We're here. Yes. I'm good. Yes, gonna do PC stuff today. Why do I come to this again? I don't know. What else are you gonna do, Si? You know, really. Anyway, yeah, got PC stuff to do. I'm doing a bit of a parts shuffle. I want to swap. Basically, I need to rotate motherboards in between 3 computers, because I want to try a different motherboard in the YouTube rig to see how that impacts just camera related issues. And then I want to put the motherboard that came out of that into another PC that is already built, and I want to put a better motherboard in it, or a slightly shinier motherboard, possibly, but also I want to upgrade the CPU in it as well. And then I've got pretty much all, I think I've got all the bits to build up another PC, and then I'll have 2 computers for sale, and then I'm going to be like, cool, wouldn't it be fun if I actually like put them on sale, you know? So yeah. So that's the plan, basically, is just shuffling the parts around.
Have you considered?
I've considered
selling stuff?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the Steam controller making the Wilhelm screen when it dropped? Yes, I saw that as soon as the information about it dropped, and I shared it in the Discord because I thought it was funny. So yeah, I think that's going to be like. I mean, it's good advertising, if nothing else. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was a very clever move because.
I also just like the fact it's not every time.
Yeah, just it sometimes does it. Yeah, that's kind of funny as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's also a case of it won't just annoy you randomly being nudged or something, and just randomly going, ah!
Yeah.
There has to be some intent. So which one are you starting with?
I guess I'm... Okay.
So what you're going to do is you're going to put that original AM5 motherboard you bought from Amazon Warehouse into the YouTube rig. And then you're going to spend 3 hours going, why doesn't this work?
Oh. No, absolutely not. Right, I think I'm going to start with the YouTube rig.
Very well.
And then, yeah, because that's very straightforward in that I've got a new motherboard that is just boxed, so I'm just swapping the motherboards. And also I'll start with that one because it's the most important thing is that that computer is still working by the time we're done.
Yes.
The other ones don't matter, whereas that one has to be working. So we'll start with that one so we can be like, cool, this starts and runs, good, so we'll work on Tuesday. So yes.
Good.
Yeah, starting with cider. Yeah, yes, I'm going to get onto the cider fairly quick, I think. Because yes.
I would like to leave Shaftesbury at 7, if possible.
Okay.
Which means we can stream for 2.5 hours.
2.5. Okay, so yeah, 2.5 hours. Yes, yeah, got it. So 2.5 hours is your hard out. Yep. Duly noted. Right. Okay.
Which means we should be able to swap 3 motherboards. Good heavens.
I mean, you know.
Get on with it, boy.
Right. We need to make a contest. Who drinks more cider? Caradog will demolish me on that. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah.
I had a good night the other night.
Yeah. I was just
had
thinking.
large amounts of free gin.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was just trying to think. I'm just like, it's been a hot minute since I've seen you drunk. So yeah.
Yeah. The only drink I drink is here on stream.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's why, because you know you have one here, and that's just one. But obviously, yeah. You don't get drunk off of a single pint like I do, so whatever, you know, yeah.
Place your bets by super chatting now.
Graham have seen GN and Lewis Rossman's vids calling out Bambu Labs. Can anyone summarise the situation for this? Do you know what's going on with this?
No.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to either of them.
Yeah, understandable. I know that Bambu Labs are on everyone's shit list at the moment, but I haven't looked into the details.
Have they been stealing source code?
Someone summarise
Oh
this, and also, like, so help me, don't come at me with an AI summary. I can tell, and I will be pissy about it. So yeah, like, what's the deal with Bambu Labs? What's the deal with Bambu Labs?
Whilst we're here, I'm literally just going to go Bambu Labs, and then I'm going to click news.
Because like I've had a I've been a bit sort of nah about Bambu almost from the start, because while they seem to make very nice printers, but their printers have sort of two problems. Is that A, their printers are they're kind of wasteful kind of thing. Like they waste a lot of filament in just offshoot and stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
But also just the fact of they're very much smart devices. So like you use the apps and
that's kind of neat.
Yeah, they have all like their cloud system, and it's not very friendly toward you own the product kind of thing. They are very much just a it just works printer. However, considering how intrinsic the maker community is to 3D printing, it's very uncool as to how hostile they are toward you owning the device per se. So yeah. Right, I'm going to come back read chat in a minute. I'm just going to rip out the cables from the back of this PC so we can start doing stuff.
Huh. Fair enough.
Unplugged.
I see.
It's not that heavy, but I had to sort of do a long lift, if you know what I mean.
I was also just concerned about the sound of parts falling off. I wasn't sure if that was you or...
Oh, no, it was a
Nozzles.
hot air. It was just a hot air nozzle clinking onto the floor. It's fine. I'm old. Okay. Right.
Right. Apparently they're possibly going after someone who forked their GitHub repo. The slicer is calling home.
Yeah, I mean, the slicer will do because it's software as a service. Again, that's the problem.
Also, it has to check for updates,
Yeah.
I'd assume.
Yeah, so that's kind of a nothing burger. Yeah, Bambu Labs are trying to claim copyright over a guy who made a mod and claiming he's pretending to be them. Interesting. Okay, yeah, and because he forked their repo. That's. Yeah, I would need to. That's a situation where. That's a situation where I would need to know. I would need to like look up the details, because as soon as it involves like, okay, he's forked their GitHub repo and he's sort of done a mod to their code. It's like, okay, well, what license is their code published under? And I don't know much about licenses, so I don't. If you said it's under this license, I'm like, okay, well, is someone allowed to fork that and modify it? I don't know. So yeah, I'm not qualified to answer that question. Then I'm assuming that Bambu are in the wrong, given the fact that people are being pissy about it, because like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of either GN or Lewis Rossman these days. However, I can't imagine them making a big stink about it if Bambu actually were in the right here. You know, this is kind of like how, you know, like when that one guy got put in prison for distributing Microsoft ISOs, or like selling Microsoft Windows CDs or something, and it's just like this
Really?
was years ago.
I see.
This is years ago. Like, he got fined $1 million billion or something.
Was this about like the computer refurb?
Yeah, that's
thing?
right. And it's one of those things where it's just like, well, you can just download the ISO from the Microsoft website. It's like, yeah, but he was distributing it. Distribution is a very different thing. You're not allowed to distribute. So yeah, he was in the wrong. You know, that's an open and shut case. He's not allowed to distribute, so he was in the wrong. End of story. Yeah. That's, you know, and so that's the thing. Is a case like this. This is why you need to be careful about this thing. If it was a case like that, I can't imagine that GN and Lewis Rossman would be kicking off about it, because they would look at that and be like, "Oh no, he broke the EULA. There's no case here." You know, we can be mad at Bambu for not letting people mess with their stuff, but whatever. Now, I'm not saying that this is what is happening. I don't know what is happening, but that's why I'm saying I'm not qualified, because as soon as it gets down to licensing and stuff like that, I am not qualified to comment on that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's all GPL and they have no right, according to Rossman. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing. It's just like this is also the problem with just a lot of 3D printer code in general, because so much of the code was open source developed or has come from open source projects, which manufacturers are constantly trying to, you know, they're either trying to hide its open source origins or close their version of it, and that's why this seems to happen a lot in the 3D printer space, because everyone's just like, no, the community developed this. You don't get to take the community code and then close it. You know, if you're going to use the community code, you have to keep it open. Yeah. And that's obviously Bambu, being the kind of company they are, don't really want to do that. And it's like, then you got to roll your own then, my guy, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's not surprising, but yeah, so it's... I would bet, you know, it sounds like Bambu are being dickheads, and that wouldn't surprise me in the least. But also, I feel like people are just like, you seem surprised, you know. Like, if you care about maker community and stuff, you shouldn't really be buying Bambu. Because, they are the Apple of 3D printers. So I don't really know what you guys expected, if I'm being perfectly honest. They're very good 3D printers in the same way that Apple computers are very good. Right, that is straight. Let's see. The height is about right. I just need to move back a bit, don't I?
You can position yourself.
That looks about right. Let's go with that. Okay.
This is a computer.
Yes. And now it's straight. Okay. Ish. Good enough.
It'll do.
Yes. Okay. Right, I'm going to start taking this thing apart and changing the motherboard in it.
I was going to say, is there a printer company called Panda?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I kind of want one to come in and eat Bambu's lunch.
Yeah, that would be very funny.
Hello, Kurt Door. Welcome.
Good, right.
Is this the B580? 70? Whatever it was.
This is the B580, yeah.
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 I couldn't remember if they'd launched the B580.
Yes. Yes.
Something, imagine paying attention to Intel graphics cards.
I'm trying... I can't say much about it, but I saw Big Battle Mage last weekend. But the business version of it.
Oh yeah, the B70.
Yeah. It was...
were you...
So I wasn't at a show or anything.
okay.
Friends with access. So yeah. Come on, that was whatever. Anyway.
No. Anyway.
All right. Yeah.
Good to know.
But yes, and it was just
computer parts.
Yeah. So had the card and it was just like, yeah, it's got 32 gigs of VRAM on it and stuff. It's like, that's cool, and and the performance was. And apparently, I didn't work on it, but I didn't use the card. But he showed it. He was like, "Oh, here's this engineering sample kind of thing. It's cool, isn't it?" I was like, "Oh, cool. How's it perform and stuff?" And when we looked at it, and he said, it runs about this performance and stuff like that. And I was like, you can see why they just didn't release this, because. It just wouldn't have been relevant even if they had released it.
Yeah.
And we kind of sort of commiserated on the fact of just like, again, that just when the B580 came out, and the B580 is competitive just about. It's in the ring, but this really was the best they had, and it was only just about in the ring kind of thing, and you're just like. It's such a shame, man, because Big Arc is dead, as I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and it's like it's one of those things where it's like, given what we've seen out of Panther Lake on 18A, it would have been interesting to see if they could have made, say, Celestial on 14A. And if that would have given it a sufficient node advantage to make an inefficient core design, because it's still a very early core design, somewhat competitive.
Yeah.
It's obviously the case of it's difficult to beat people on architecture. Sorry, on manufacturing, when you're using someone else's manufacturing and they're using the same manufacturing as you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, you can't make a better Rolls-Royce using Rolls-Royce's factory to make your car.
Yeah. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
With the Intel Arc D Series B Dragon, did they get
no?
that
Because
far?
that's not a class. That's a race.
True. Well,
because Alchemist is a class, Battle Mage is a class, Celestial is a class. They were
well, it could have been Dragoon.
And D was Druid.
Oh, D was Druid. Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, because they were all classes from D&D.
Yeah.
Or tabletop roleplay.
Yes. Legally.
Fuck off, Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, legally distinct D&D. Yeah. Oh my days! I think every standoff in this case is spinning when I try and undo the screw.
Yeah. So yes. Motherboard swaps for the sake of kind of sticking a slightly better one in here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there's nothing.
Selling
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with any of this hardware. I'm just shuffling parts around because this is the YouTube rig, and the YouTube rig still has some issues with getting all of the cameras working at 60 FPS without stutter. And I want to just try a different motherboard. I don't think this is actually going to make any difference. I just want to try it so I can be like, I have tried a different motherboard and got the same result, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then this board is going to go into an existing computer just to put a better board in it, because I'm then going to drop a 7800X 3D in there as well, just to upgrade it to a high-end PC. And then I'm going to shuffle everything down to a currently empty chassis, which will be a low-end, well, I say low-end, but a mid-range one. Yeah. The minimum viable that'll have a 3060 12 gig in it. So yeah. Right.
Yes.
Right.
You did it.
Is that all the screws out? I think so.
Is that all the screws out? Is now.
This is the problem. This is why I want to be able to tighten all of the standoffs in the chassis, like to bite points, so they don't come undone. But the problem is, it's really easy to just strip the threads on standoffs. So I'm afraid to actually tighten them as much as they need to be. What's holding me up? Feels like something's holding me up. Yep, bottom right. What do you expect to be the issue aside from the motherboard? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. It's been very vexing to have these to have this ongoing issue with the Link cameras, because I didn't, it started happening at some point, and I've never really nailed down what changed or anything. What's holding me up here? Come on. Screws are out. Oh, there we go. Just binding. Come on, come on. Come on out, come on out. There we go.
Have you tried using, like, the Gen 1 software for the cameras?
I've tried downgrading. I haven't tried. I don't think I've tried going back all the way to like Gen 1 or anything, but I have downgraded
because they had two versions of, or three set versions of the software.
Yeah, I did roll back to the old version.
Oh, right, okay.
So yeah. Okay.
So which cameras are you using? You're using Link ones, aren't you?
Yeah, the Insta360 Link 1 are the cameras that I'm using. So
yeah, okay.
Cool. However, I have noticed, I think my Link 2 at home doesn't have stutter issues, but I do have audio sync problems with that one as well. So just,
interesting.
Yeah. I haven't seriously spent time like doing a full-blown investigation into this. I'm just tried changing things here and there and everywhere. So that's why at the moment I'm just like, while I'm shuffling parts, I'm like, let's just shuffle this PC as well, just so I'm just trying other things in the background, because right, I'm going to just quickly get a paintbrush onto those fans while I've got access to the back of them.
Yeah. I'm viewing the ARC graphics cards in the same way as I'm viewing the 5700 XT I got, in just the case of I don't want to sell them, not because they're worth anything or they particularly mean anything, but because they kind of were delineations, they kind of marked the start of something. Because like the 5700 XT marked AMD actually having a modern graphics card for the first time in like 4 generations, instead of a refresh of a refresh. And
this is what makes something this is what makes hardware interesting as retro hardware or a collector's item or something like that, is when it was hardware that marked something important in the history of that line, either the first of its kind or this was a significant step in that thing. So yeah, like you said, the 5700 XT, that was AMD becoming relevant again in the graphics card space. Yeah. And like the Intel Arcs, especially with Arc being dead, these things will now sort of one day be interesting tidbits, and people will look back and be like, yeah, this is when Intel tried to make a very serious play into the desktop GPU space and almost had competitive products.
Yeah.
But, so let me sit down, kids, and let me tell you the story of Intel Arc, etc., etc. Okay, that'll do. I'm not going to Okay, sorry. I'm not going to sterilize these, just getting the worst off. Okay, right.
Have you actually tested whether the other capture card is kill?
I need to test that in another computer, and also just test it with different hardware configurations. So, I mean, I could do that. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, I'll do this when I reassemble it, actually. I'll put the AVerMedia in on its own. So the problem I was having with the AVerMedia card is it wasn't working in this computer in its configuration with with 2 capture cards and stuff like that. It would basically connect and disconnect. The computer would stutter, and you'd see the AVerMedia, you'd see the lights on the side of it go off and then on again. So you could see that the card was having a moment, and the problem disappeared when I removed the AVerMedia capture card. But I haven't gotten around to actually doing any testing on it. So I'll put that in on its own, see if the problem goes away. If the problem does go away, then I'll try it with the Elgato in there as well, and try them both at the same time again. So yeah, maybe, because it might have been that it's not that the card was faulty, it's just the PCI lanes were overloaded or something, I don't know.
That is hard to get out from that angle.
Oh yeah.
There we go. It's like, will you move? Hello. Welcome.
Hello, floor lamp. So I'm trying not to crackle too much into the microphone.
Do you know how you open Velcro silently?
You just scream louder than the Velcro, yeah. Okay, right, could you hold that for a sec?
Gamer.
Oh, whoops. Kicked the camera. Here we go. Right, finish taking this apart. Oh.
Ah, yes. Whoop. Because you definitely need a reset switch just on the edge of your motherboard.
Oh, yeah.
But no power button.
Yeah, why would you have a reset button but not a power button? Yeah. Whack.
I could understand putting both on either.
Yeah.
Oh, this comes with the new Quick Connect. That's good.
Yes.
Oh, it's only 10 gig USB-C. Oh, that's a bit disappointing.
Fairly common on a B580, on a B650 though.
Yeah, it's just the fact of, again, my comment is the CPUs have USB 4 built into them.
Yeah.
Just put the connection there.
Yeah.
Motherboard manufacturers, please.
Yeah. Full agree.
Previous gen, when it was up to the chipset to supply 20 gigabit USB-C, completely understood dropping that to a 10 because you were using the chipset lane somewhere else. But when there's the dedicated channel, effectively, it's like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know if there's some reason they're not allowed to connect those up on the B series chipsets or something.
It will be a cost thing because obviously it's more parts.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. What have you got in this? Is it a
7700X.
Oh, nice.
I think it's a X. Yeah, because there's no 7700 vanilla, is there?
I don't particularly remember.
Let's have a look. Our survey says.
I mean, there probably is.
Oh yeah, no, 7700 non-X. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is an AliExpress CPU. Yeah. Yeah, which is all that's needed. I've got a couple of 7800X3Ds in stock at the moment, but I'm like, I couldn't possibly justify putting one in the YouTube rig. It doesn't need it.
Well,
there's no planet where I'm CPU bound on anything that I'm doing. Like, this computer's already kind of over-spec'd as it was. The reason why I built it was just simply because the other one was becoming under specs, and I wanted to future-proof kind of thing.
And also the fact of you bought a 7700 for like 115 quid. Or like 120 quid. It was when those it's when the 7700s were cheaper than 7500Fs.
Yeah, this was all built just as all of the prices hit their floor.
Yeah, so it's kind of a case of you could build with a 7700, or you could go for a slower CPU and pay more money. It's like, I'm going to take the faster CPU for less money, thanks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So regarding the 3950X in the latest video, it's normal that it's running 1.4 to 1.5 volts. Yeah, apparently.
Certainly idling at desktop, 1.4 something is very normal.
See, that I expected.
1.5 something
Yeah.
is less normal.
Yeah.
But is also not bad.
Yeah, I expected the low 1.4s, but I didn't expect high 1.4s pushing 1.5. I'm just like, really? But a couple of people.
3000 series is.
Yeah, but still, a couple of people confirmed. It's just like, no, they do tend to do that. Yeah. It's fine.
The idle voltages get absolutely juiced on 3000 series. I'm slightly surprised a 3950X is doing that. Just because, again, they were the good silicon ones. So I'd have expected it to have been low 1.4s. Yeah. Just based off of that. Non-metric, but it's also the case of for a generation. Yeah, it was entirely.
Oh, I'll get the 7800X3D, because this is then going to go into the computer that I want to put the 7800X3D into. Yeah. So I can just prep this motherboard to go into the next system.
What board is that?
This is a B650 Gaming Plus Wi-Fi.
Gaming Plus Wi-Fi. Cool. I'm just going to grab the BIOS for this, and also for this gaming one.
Right, 7500F.
Where is support? There's support. I hate when you're hovering on the option you're looking for, but because you're hovering on it, you don't recognize it.
7800X3D. There we go.
It's like, oh my god, a download that happened instantly.
Yes.
Have you got new broadband?
Yes, it's awesome. I'm digging it.
Gaming X AX V2.
Right. Now.
Rev 1.3. Cool.
Yeah, I'm going to put the Peerless Assassin back on this, because I'm running a 7700, which really doesn't need a Peerless Assassin. The only reason why it had one on there in the first place was because at some point I wanted the smaller cooler that this had for another system, so I swapped them all around. So yeah. Can we stream in 8K now? Not really, because YouTube still only allows, what was their limit, 6 or 8 megabit?
I can't remember. I'll look at the numbers in a second, but it was, you can go very high on megabit, but their FPS is still limited to 60, and their resolution was limited at one point for live streaming. So yeah.
Yeah. TLDR, I think it's not worth us going past 1080p 60 for the live stream. There just doesn't seem to be much benefit, especially because like YouTube mangles it once it gets to your screen anyway. So yeah. Okay, right. Yes, I'm going to put this.
This is not a suspicious file. It's a BIOS update, Chrome.
Whack. Maybe just because it's a bin file, and like binary would be a weird format for a normie. Why did I come over here?
To get the CPU, to get the RAM?
I've got the CPU, I just need a RAM module to go in there.
I need a RAM.
We'll change out the RAM when we get to there. Yeah, okay, let's just get the cooler on this one, because then we can start advancing to the other motherboard again. Cool, right. Put this back on.
There we go.
Good. Gigabyte BIOS update procedure annoys me. Why? What's wrong with it?
I was going to say, at least last time I checked, you put the BIOS on the
Yeah.
drive. You did update, and then it was
You
done.
select the file and then you hit go. Yeah.
You can't?
Well, you can't just. Oh, yeah, I know. Well, I think you can, but I mean, most boards do this. A lot of boards, when you go to the flash option, it has to reboot into the flash mode.
I
That's
see.
quite common across other brands as well. However, yes, that annoys me. Not because it's just another layer. Because it's just like you push F8 to update BIOS or something, and instead of just going to the BIOS update screen, the computer then power cycles in order to reboot into flash mode. And when you're on the job, having a screen where you have to hang around for 10 seconds going, and it's posting, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those waits that's it's just long enough to make you tap your fingers in impatience, but it's not long enough to be worth walking away and doing something else while you wait for it,
Yeah.
So, yeah. This. Or am I going to try and polish off the... no, not for a 7800X3D. Yeah, well, we can put nice thermal paste on this as a treat.
This is the song of application.
I
You probably didn't need to add any more.
probably could have respread that actually, yeah, but whatever. I've got paste coming out my ears at the moment, so
Does it affect your hearing?
a little bit. That was the worst thing ever because it fell off the table and it left a little splotch of thermal paste on the table. That's it. It's over. It's so Jova. Right. Oh, I've made a bit of a mess on the bottom of those heat pipes, but that's not going to be visible from the top, so it's fine. Cool. Which way round? I'm going to go that way. Yes, that way round. This heatsink can go either way around. It's just what direction the writing is most aesthetically pleasing. I try and match it to other writing on the motherboard.
The reasonable amount of thermal paste. Not perfect for copyright infringement.
Isn't it an offset mount? Not that I'm aware of. That's central on the CPU in any case, so I just bumped the camera. But yeah. I mean, without having tightened it down yet, that is... Yeah, that's dead central on the chip. Oh, in terms of left and right? Yeah, no, that is just central on the chip.
Yeah, this one is.
Yeah. Right, let's see.
Oh, what? As in up down? Is this is? So I know that one of them had an up down offset, but no, that one's straight.
Yeah, I was going to say I think there is a thermal right heatsink where where the heat pipes. I mean, yeah, the actual towers themselves. Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah, because the tower itself is offset upwards slightly. Yes, no, now I understand.
To get it away from the graphics card.
Yes, that's right. Yes, now I thought we were talking about the cold plate onto the thing, but yes, the whole thing is offset in that direction. So if I turned it round, it wouldn't have. Yeah. So I picked the correct orientation purely by chance. If I put it the other way around, I probably would have been like, oh, that's wonky, and then corrected. But from here, it looked correct. So yeah. All right. I'm awake. I need alcohol. I'm getting alcohol.
Oh, I thought you meant you required a cleaning product.
No.
I need my pipes cleaning.
Yes.
Please pass me the vodka.
Yes. Do you have any desires?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I'll take any of them.
All right. There's
Have we got anything left over here that's not joke cider? No. I mean, we have some nice and fruity alcohol free.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hogan's goes against the grain, still crying in the corner. I'm going to have the vintage because I'm feeling spicy. Right. No. Yes. Good. All right. And no, that's my SSD. Good. Okay. Right. I'll put the fans on this, and then this is ready to go in, and that's ready for the next PC. Like, yeah, I keep forgetting we're not building this motherboard up. I'm just putting the CPU in because we're going to have to do that in a minute anyway. So, cool.
Oh, yes, we still have more miner's drink.
More. Oh, yes, yes.
We have an entire sealed bottle.
Yeah, we've got loads of it. We've got to figure out, like, when to have some of that.
Oh.
Yeah, because, like, I'm not going to, like, do shots in combination with cider kind of thing. So, yeah. We need to take that fan off. You can high mount the fan as well. The cooler has a cutout for high RAM, so you could just mount the fan high up if one was so inclined. So yeah, I'll probably need to readjust this fan when I put the RAM into this, but for now I'm just getting this thing out of the way. The main thing is that heatsink is mounted up. So, right, this can all move out the way in preparation for the next computer that I tinker with. So I'll put that over there. And I will now build up this motherboard. So this now requires the 7700. Yep. Apparently everything freaked out. Thankfully nothing was happening, because nothing interesting happens on this stream. Must be the 4K loading. Yes. What are you looking at?
One of them has a ring around it, and I was wondering what the wing was.
Good question, well presented. Maybe it's like port 1 or something, you know, like, or display number 1.
Yeah.
Right, those need to come off, and I'm going to stick one of the smaller thermal rights on this. Spill cider in socket. Got to add the apple flavouring somehow. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, when I was visiting friends, I did take my LAN PC up there to run my VR rig. At the time, the only appropriate graphics card I had to throw in it was the 3060 that I've got in stock. I was pleasantly surprised by how competent the 3060 12 gig was, at least running VR chat.
Yeah.
Which is a difficult load. Because you know, we often have this conversation about like minimum viable graphics cards and stuff like that. And at some point, in combination with this Geekon Mini PC that I'm reviewing at the moment, I'm interested in doing some more sort of GPU challenges kind of thing, where I spend more time with certain other graphics cards to actually get like daily drive experience with them. Because the problem with owning a high-end graphics card is you kind of start losing touch with what mid-range looks like. And the 3060 12 gig, like when you look at it on that tech power up chart, it's just like, oh, it's not great. But as I say, I ran it and it ran VR chat. I had to bring the quality settings down to medium. But in terms of actually like coping with a sizable instance and not falling over with too many avatars loaded and stuff, it did pretty good. And I was like, oh, that's good to know. This graphics card is still good, you know. So yeah. How did the Linux test go? The Linux test went fairly well. I need to get that video finished. I'm going to be working on that this weekend as well. It's kind of stalled out because I need B-roll footage and stuff, and the computer got repurposed and complicated, but I really need to get that video out the door because it's still a hot topic. But the problem is that my video about it is going cold kind of thing, so I really need to get that finished, and that's going to be a major priority for me this weekend. I want to try and spend as much time as possible this weekend working on video work, but it's a little bit tricky though, just because a lot of the time when the weekend rolls around, I get out of bed on Sunday and I'm just like, I kind of just want to play video games today, you know? So yeah, I need to force myself to actually get some project work done.
Yes. So I was going to say,
oh, that didn't work. Oh well.
Would you like to buy a 3060 12 gig or a Radeon 7? Because they are much the same performance.
Is this the Vega 7?
This is the...
Is that a Vega card?
It's complicated.
Yeah. All I know... because
It is...
Also, though, it's a HBM card, and these ones, like... Didn't these ones cook themselves or something?
No. There was... there might have been more than one issue, but at least one of the issues was a mechanical one, where the chips were physically different sizes.
Yes.
And therefore the coolers didn't mount very well.
Yes.
And therefore
okay, so it's
they
not... Yeah.
snapped the silicon.
Oh, okay, yes. So it's not that they cooked themselves, they
physically broke.
Yes, unfortunate.
Yes. So, yeah.
So, no, I would not like a Vega 7, yeah. It's a very cool looking graphics card, but yeah, I was going to say, everything that I know about those is that, like, technically they were kind of cool. Like, I seem to remember that in the mining craze, those things were absolute rippers for mining, weren't they?
Yeah, they had, but just because they were, like, the first consumer purchasable card that had, like, 1 terabyte per second memory. But, so, yeah.
However, they were hilariously unreliable. Because I think I have a friend who had at least 1 or 2 of those cards and just kept having problems with them, and I was just like, have you considered not buying a different graphics card? Like, I'm often befuddled by people who are just like, oh, I've had like 3 of these break in a row, and I'm like, look, after the second one broke, maybe that's a sign that you should get a different product, you know.
But I like my legacy.
Okay, that's different. How dare? How extremely dare? You know, that's yeah. No, I'm not engaging with this because you're baiting. Insert that one GIF of Mad Max going, that's bait. Anywho, 3060 12 gig, still pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Incidentally, my friend who I was visiting, he built himself a DIY Steam machine that had I think it had it's got a Ryzen 7 in it. I think it had a 9800X in it or something like that. So like the CPU wasn't quite correct. But the rest of the spec of it was just like, you know, blah, blah, 5700 XT, which is an 8 gig card and is not, so should theoretically be comparable to, you know, it should be an approximation to what the Steam machine will have. Like it's a generation older, but in terms of actual horsepower, it should be in the same kind of ballpark. And it's got 8 gigs of VRAM, like what the Steam machine will have.
Yeah, it's like,
you know,
20% slower.
Okay, interesting. Well, that works in its favour in this case then, because yeah, so he built this machine up, and so firstly, I got a chance at Steam. I got a look at Steam OS, and Steam OS looks really cool. You know, it's just Steam Big Picture, but you can exit to desktop mode, and then you have what is functionally just a Linux desktop running KDE. However, and I was just like. And I'm like, oh, okay, so cool. You do actually just get KDE then. So why wouldn't you just run this as a Linux PC? And he says, because when it installs an update, you'll lose everything that's on desktop mode. It basically reinstalls your operating system because that's what a console would do. Like it doesn't erase your games, but it reinstalls the quote-unquote system software. So any changes you make to the desktop environment will be lost when it does a major update. And also it's god damn it. And also it's what's the thing where you can't overwrite the kernel?
Immutable?
Immutable, yeah, and it's immutable as well.
A la console.
So yeah, so yeah, it's not a system that you would. It's probably not a system you would want to run as your desktop computer. But it looked very cool. It was very interesting. I was like, wow, that's neat. This is cool to look at. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. But with the spec that he built on it, the performance of it was not bad. You know, at 1080p, he was running. At 1080p, he started up Cyberpunk 2077 on the high settings with no ray tracing, and was getting about 60 FPS in Cyberpunk high settings 1080p with a 5700 XT, and it's just like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You know.
Yeah, I guess my point is also just the one that we keep kind of making when people are like, 1080p monitors are fine. Yeah, but it's okay to want better.
Yes.
Like, in the nicest possible way, I don't want to buy a PC in 2026 that can play what is now a 6-year-old game at 1080p 60.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if that makes sense, kind of.
That's the problem that we're going to come back to, is just like, this is going to be fine, were it not for the fact that the Steam machine is probably going to be $900.
And coming out at the end of this year, kind of thing. Yeah. And it's just, it's like, I don't know. I just feel like that we should be wanting more, not less.
Oh no, it's one of those.
Oh, what, where you have to like screw it into the motherboard or something?
Yeah. Am I sure?
I hate MSI for that.
Wait, no. Hold on, I've got that right. That's the MSI M.2 heatsink. And that does screw into the actual thing. So no, it's not one of those. I've just picked up the wrong heatsink. That's the heatsink from this board, and that one slots into there. Yeah. Yes, I have had motherboards that are like that before, so immediately I was like, oh no, it's one of those, but it's not one of those. I just picked up the wrong
there's one of the Asus B450 boards that's like that as well.
Yeah. Good.
Where they've got just this custom standoff screw, and you're like, why?
Yeg. Can this thing take... This one can't do 180 watt, no. I've not done any real testing to see what the limit on this cooler is. Like, it's only 4 heat pipes, but this thing is like 21 pounds on a good day.
Is it 4? Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So one of them was bent at just the right angle to be behind the other one. So I was like, I'm counting 3.
That's it. It's only a 4 heat pipe tower, so it's not that good. But I've not done a lot of testing to see what it can handle. I mean, I guess that might be fun, actually. Once we get this in here, let's actually just like run it up to speed. I don't know what the 7700 can actually do.
It should be 144 watt. I think is the PPT.
We could stick on PBO and just see if we can juice it a little bit, hit it over the head with Y-Cruncher or something, and just see if we can get 150 watts out of it and see how the cooler does with 150 watts. That would be a pretty good confidence test on what this thing can actually manage. So yeah, because I'm actually curious, because this is just my standard issue air cooler that I use for something that I'm not expecting to knock out a lot of heat. But I don't actually know what its limits are.
Assassin Spirit 120 V2 Plus.
Yes.
Inside leg measurement, Bananarama.
Yeah.
Chickadee doodah.
Thermalright have too many goddamn SKUs. However, also, just like I said, on a good day, this cooler is like £20, £21, £22, that kind of money. And I think it's a really nice cooler for that price. I defy someone to find a better cooler for that price, where you get a nicely presented single tower with 2 fans, and like the back fan is reverse bladed, so it looks nice, and it comes with a daisy chain connector, so it goes onto one connector and stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's just
down to £16.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's a bargain. How many of those have I got left on the shelf? Oh, I've got another 3 on the shelf, so no, I'm not buying more. If there'd been 1 more on the shelf, I would have been like, put 5 of those in my basket. But I've still got 3 more of them on the shelf, so yeah.
Yeah.
3 more of them on the shelf in a period where I'm not building computers.
Oh yeah, the Assassin 120 SE is like £130. That's
King
nice.
has 5 pipes for £15. What's the King? He did remove the sticker because it's here.
Oh, it's a different single fan one, but it's got more heat pipes.
Oh yeah, yeah, 5 heat pipes, but 1 fan. Yeah, yeah. That's a trade-off then. Yeah, yeah. I guess theoretically, it's another.
It does have LGA 1700. I was about to say but it doesn't have LGA 1700 support.
Yeah, I guess.
Which just means it doesn't support 12th, 13th, 14th gen.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is just annoying to not have when that does.
Yeah.
But
however,
no,
it does, so it's fine. Yeah.
I'm just blind.
Yeah. I would have been surprised. I've been like, wow, that cuts a lot of support out. Are you sure? You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Graham now has a system where he removes the sticker. He places it on his forehead.
Yeah. I've got to put it on the end of my nose so I can always see that it's on my nose and not on the cooler. You'll never leave the sticker. You know what? I'm really glad I put it in because so it's not the first time that's happened to me, and it's not the first time that's happened to me when recording a video. But the last like 1 or 2 times it's happened, that got edited out. But recently I've been watching a YouTuber called Alex Steele. He's a blacksmithing channel, and he does like sort of Damascus knife kind of stuff. And a lot of that kind
of American steel, folded 0 times.
He's British, but whatever.
Sorry, I was just remembering that.
Oh yeah,
you know,
the spoon. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I've really been enjoying his content. I really like his personality and his sort of presentation and stuff. But one of the things that I noticed about his content is he's got a very honest approach where like everything that goes wrong, all the minor mistakes and stuff are all in the video. Like during a montage where he's machining something, anytime there is a bit where like, you know, like like if the drill bit jams up, or if something pops out of the chuck or something like that, that all gets left in, and he has a moment where like he's machining it and it's going glide with music playing in the background, and then suddenly it jams up and goes ka-chung! He's like, stop, and that all gets left in. And I was just like, this is really fascinating because it shows that this stuff just happens in real life. This is part of the process. It happens to everyone in real life. Now, he doesn't proclaim to be an expert machinist, but he's a competent machinist, demonstrably, because he makes stuff. And it shows that it's very real. And I'm like, and that sort of realism, I was just like, I need to bring that back, because I try to have that level of realism anyway, but sometimes I tend to edit stuff out that I just think is incredibly cringe. So I left this in, and by leaving that in the video, it had exactly the effect that I wanted it to, which was a lot of comments being like, yeah, it's happened to me, man. It happens to all of us. And just that very honest dialogue of just like, yeah, people screw up. Now and then you leave the sticker on the heatsink, and it's very embarrassing, but we all have a good laugh about it, And the other part as well is that I left in the moment where I was showing what the temperatures were doing. So at that point, not only did I show that sometimes I leave the sticker on the thing and forget, but also people saw what effect that had on the cooler. That in BIOS, it was at 50 degrees. And some people were like, oh, as soon as I saw 50 degrees in BIOS, I knew something was wrong. I'm like, no, that's just what AMD CPUs idle at. That's normal. Or maybe 45 or something, but about 50 in BIOS, that's pretty normal. However, it looked normal at idle, but the moment we put a load on it, it completely fell apart. So you could very easily accidentally leave that on and not realize something is wrong if you don't do just a basic confidence test, which is, so yeah. So I ended up making a extremely informative video by showing what happens when you follow that through, So yeah, so that was my methodology there, and I'm actually really happy with how that panned out. I'm very happy I made that mistake, This is ready to go in the case. Computer builders code, peel-off incidents don't happen. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, I think that's the point, is that's sort of what I was looking to be the opposite of, because especially if you're an established YouTube channel, like I feel like I am, there's that kind of assumption that everything should be slick and competent and no noob errors and such. But yeah, that's just kind of not real, I don't think. And maybe there's someone out there who's just like, I never make mistakes. And maybe they don't.
Genuinely.
And in which case, you know what, good for you. But I'm a human,
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Until I built my most recent computer, I had never done it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then the most recent one, I went and then just glanced across the desk and went, there's no sticker.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm sure I took it off. It's just in the bin. Like, finished everything
up.
Went
so
to Windows.
You had the thought and then still kept going.
Went to Windows and was just like, why am I at 500 megahertz?
Yeah.
Oh no, the sticker.
Oh, that's the worst, because you were just like, no, I had the thought entered my brain, but I just assumed that I couldn't possibly have made that mistake.
I'm not a rube. But instead, yep.
Right, has this gone on? I think so. This feels like something is jammed under it, but...
Yeah, oh, did you redo the standoffs?
I did, yes. They hadn't actually come loose. It felt like they had, but they hadn't. I was very confused about it. This does not feel right, though. Am I going to have to take this out? It feels like something's jammed under the board.
Is this the frame 4000?
This is the frame 3000, which is just a slightly smaller frame.
Oh, the center peg?
It's fine. Yeah, nope, center peg is in. It's fine. I think just the back, it's just the back panel has just got so much flex on it. That's the problem. That's one of my grievances with this chassis, is that the motherboard tray is a biscuit tin. It's got just a lot of holes in it and not a lot of structural rigidity. And it doesn't necessarily need that, but it just means that now when I'm putting it in, it's not going, ba-dunk, you know.
Back in my day, we had 3mm aluminium.
Yes, we did.
It was all airbrushed.
Actually, it was... I don't know how it was brushed, but it was some kind of brushed.
It was better than Natalie Hanley.
And it weighed 10,000 kilograms. Why is that thread crossing? What is happening? Right. Now it's fine. Okay, I'm just incompetent.
Okay.
That's what we're learning here. I just suck.
Is there enough space for putting in the EPS power?
There is, yes. Which I shall now demonstrate. What helps is I have dainty girly hands. Which is not to say I don't know hard work. I once had there was a YouTube... What? This is me just still holding on to a hurtful YouTube comment of someone saying those are the hands of someone who's never done a hard day's work in their life, which I was extremely offended by, because it's just like, yeah, I'm not a builder, I'm not a grafter.
No, I just moisturise.
Yeah, I'm not a builder and I'm not a grafter, but no, that does not mean that I've never done a hard day's work in my life. F you, you know. I was those kind of comments annoy me the most, because it's people where it's just like, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You know, that's what annoys. Not that I feel the need to justify myself, but it's just people who just think they know me. You know, and it's just like, no, go away, be gone. Remember removable motherboard trays? Okay, here's my hot take. Removable motherboard trays were always a waste of time. And I say that as someone, you know, like my Cooler Master ATCS, which is my big aluminium case, which is what Caradog was referencing then, has a removable motherboard tray. But, like, you've got to unplug everything from the motherboard to slide it all out anyway. So, like, it's the same amount of work as just removing the motherboard. So my hot take is that removable motherboard trays were always a waste of time.
My counterpoint will be the only time that I think removable motherboard tray was quite good is on the cube case, the 2 cube cases from Cooler Master, because they gave you a rear I/O for the PCI Express, so you could use it as a test bench.
Yeah.
So if you wanted that function, you could have that function with screw in PCI Express and stuff.
Yeah. That makes sense, yeah.
So like that kind of thing, I was like, yeah, I get that.
And you know, my Cooler Master, the rear I/O, and basically the entire back part is a separate thing. So the whole shooting match slides out the back of it.
Yeah.
So you could theoretically do that with that as well. Yeah, you would leave your motherboard mounted up in such a way that you could use it for testing. So, yeah. Also, though, that's I'd never seen it used in that way, and I can't imagine that was what their intention was. So I don't want to give them the benefit of that doubt. However, for that Cooler Master, that makes a lot of sense. Where's... Oh, it's there. Okay. Right, that needs to be rerouted.
Where are you?
Pain. Okay, let's get the noodly boys plugged in. Reset power LED.
You know the world we could live in meme, where it's got like the flying cars and the futuristic city, and then it's got the world we live in, and it's like, you know, Detroit or something. And I just imagined and I just
I love the delayed reaction on that. Anyway,
I just imagine that with the world we could live in if Asus standardized front panel connector.
Yes, real. Cleaning the PC is easier because you can remove 90% of the PC. Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, I guess it saved you from taking out all the motherboard screws, but to remove the motherboard chassis from my Cooler Master, you've got to take out like 4 or 5 thumb screws from the back.
Yeah.
But then I guess those are thumb screws instead of the motherboard screws. I don't know, man. I just don't think...
It's perfect for when you use those glorious hex bolts.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. I think I've still got those, and every time I see them, I'm just like, oh, those are nice. I'll put them in a nice PC at some point. And I never will, because anytime I'm tempted to do that, I'm like, why would I do that to future self, you know? Why would I do this to myself where I now need a special screwdriver to take my computer apart?
Instead of just being the special tool yourself.
Okay, Rugaba. Good, right. I need to reroute the USB 3.0, so I'm going to go upright for a moment.
Whee!
What the hell? Who put this back panel on? Oh, I remember why. Yeah, okay. It's got a really jank screw in the back of it, but it's because this specific case was slightly damaged when it arrived, because I got it cheap. And so that screw is there because the original threads for the thumb screw were knackered. So I just forced a slightly oversized screw into it and was like, that'll do. That one. Surprisingly little in the back of this PC, actually.
There'd be even less if it wasn't all this RGB.
Unironically, yeah. Overclockers B grade? No, I think it was
AWD.
Was it AWD? Yeah, I think it was AWD at some point. We're doing loads of B grade cases. Yeah.
Like, bless them, 1 or 2 of those cases were more like F grade.
Yeah, that was slightly the issue. Is just like.
I know Sai got one that I think had just been crushed.
Yeah, it was proper beaten up. This one was definitely damaged, but the damage was like I could have sold this. You know,
Yeah.
It was missing some of the I think it was missing the accessory kit and stuff like that. But like there was nothing critically missing from it. But it was still a case of like, okay, no, this isn't. B stock is being extremely generous. This is definitely C grade to me. Like there are signs of damage and some bits are missing. That's C grade in my opinion. You know, I think B grade is B grade. Yeah, B grade is sort of as new. Then like A grade is indistinguishable from new. I think, you know, but I don't know. Everyone's got different things. You did get that one refunded, and they told you to scrap it. Fair enough, yeah. Was it usable, or was it just just completely wasted? When buying B-grade items from CCL, genuinely never had an issue. Yeah, most of the time I don't. I'll usually roll the dice on B-grade. Oh, that's a shame. But it's not a problem, yeah. I was just looking at the PCI Express on this one. I was like, this has got 2 16-length slots down the bottom. I wonder if those are both 8x slots. Nope, they're both 1x slots. This frustrates me immensely.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, luckily there's both of the things that will be going in are capture cards, which are 1x anyway. So yeah. Right, everything is plugged in. Cool, right, we're about done with this. Let's... I'm going to put in the Ava Media card. So I'll put this guy in on its own. So the capture card setup, just for the sake of... so just for the sake of just talking about the build in general. So the capture card setup, the Ava Media card I've had for a while, then this Elgato is just another one I have lying around. I want 2 capture cards in here because one of them is for the microscope, and the other one is just for when I'm troubleshooting like desktop computers, and I just need to do it. I need to capture the output from a desktop computer. And in an ideal world, I would like at least a dual input capture card, but they're still just annoyingly expensive, and it's just a lot cheaper to just have 2 single input cards. So yeah, but the last time I had both cards fitted to this computer, it had an issue where this guy just kept power cycling and causing stutters and such. So I took it out, but I'm going to put it in on its own and see if it behaves. And if it behaves on its own, then that tells me that maybe it wasn't the card that was broken, but just the PCI setup. Because it's worth noting at this point, this computer now, we've got top M.2 slot is going directly into the CPU, so that should be fine. So it should be acceptable for me to have a NVMe drive straight into the CPU and then 2 PCI Express cards. That shouldn't be a tall order, but as soon as you start adding it, as soon as you start filling up slots, you can just run into issues. So let's see what happens.
The Elgato Camlink Pro, which is the 4 HDMI in one, is still 240 quid.
Yeah, and like you can pick up just secondhand, like you know, this is a HD60 Pro. It's quite an old one, but it's a 1080p 60 FPS card. These are probably like a pittance secondhand. So if you need 2 inputs, I don't know why you wouldn't just buy 2 of those. Yeah.
The only situation I can think of is where you need 8 inputs. So you need 2 4 input cards.
But also, at that point, you must be doing something commercial, in which case, yeah.
But if that makes sense, the only time I can see why you'd pay for one of those cards is when actually you need 8, not 2.
Yeah.
Because buying 2 cards is going to be so much cheaper.
Is it true that newer GPUs only have 1 HDMI because every port costs at least $1? Is it licensed by the number of ports on it? I don't know.
I guess, but also the other comment is obviously just desktop monitors are DisplayPort.
Yeah.
In general, so it's kind of a case of...
Yeah, I mean, it's not that uncommon to see a graphics card with 2 HDMIs and 2 display ports. I can't remember which one specifically, but I think the 9070 XT often has 2 HDMIs and 2 display ports. Citation needed.
I don't know. But yeah, but just a case of obviously, so it's a case of most monitors are DisplayPort, so they're going to push towards having 2 DisplayPort. Yeah, and effectively having one for compatibility with TVs.
I've broken that. Oh, pain.
But yeah.
That'll wedge into place once the graphics card is in there.
It's like the
adapter costs $3. Yeah, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Right.
But yeah.
And click. All right, that'll do. Right, that's staying out. There's the side panel. Give the side panel a wipe down while the opportunity is there. So I'm putting it on, deliberately putting the side panel on upside down. So now I've got a nice solid surface to wipe down the inside, and then we flip it over. And I'm wiping it down with multi-surface furniture polish because that leaves an anti-static coating on it, which means the dust will fall off of it, at least for a time. It gives you a bit more lasting power. If you use just glass cleaner, it will mark the next time you touch it, whereas using furniture polish should actually leave a little bit of protection behind. And like, this computer isn't a show computer or anything, but you know, I like my equipment to be in halfway good condition. Bang.
Snap.
Hello, hello, Galvani. Whoop. All right. Cool. Right, so we were supposed to do more computers now, but I'm kind of curious as to give this cooler a little bit of a drag race and just see what it can actually do, because that sounds interesting to me. So let's do that. Right, I'm going to get some power onto this thing. Right, HDMI and power. And keyboard and mouse. Bang. Bam. And Intel widget is here. Okay. Begin. Oh, I've left a hole in the back. Oh, that's fine. There'll probably be another card in there at some point. That's fine. I need... Oh, we've got software on there already. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Oh yeah, we're going to do a BIOS update on this. You've downloaded the BIOS for this motherboard?
For both of them.
Cool. All right.
So yeah.
Right. Have we got diagnostic LEDs? We do. And I'm going to stick my head in there to see what it's on. All right, it's on DRAM at the moment. It's RAM training.
You got it.
Oh, was there
like
a
you had a
spec?
scratch in it.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sucky. It's the highly exclusive ROG flash drive.
Actually, it's ROG. It's an initialism, not an acronym.
That's taking its time.
There is a red LED.
Yes. I'm going to push that forward a little bit so I can... I do that. And then I'll tilt the camera up a little bit in a sec. Oh my days, yeah. There we go. All right. 2 missing thumb screws, make your OCD kick in. Yeah, one down from the bottom is an empty slot. I only ever put one in the graphics card anyway. That's taking ages. What am I going to do? And I feel like it should power cycle a couple of times.
This is its first post though, isn't it? It's a brand new board.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes AM5 can just take a freakishly long time to RAM train. Like if it's on a really ancient BIOS, then it might just have a hideously long RAM train time on it.
Yeah, it could be an ancient BIOS.
Yeah. On AMD boards are largely past this problem, but if it's on an archaic BIOS, which it could be if it's like just new old stock, there it goes. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, oh, there you go then, everyone. Yeah, sometimes you can just be stuck in RAM training hell for a weirdly long time. Yeah, because like we haven't even turned on Expo. That was just for JDEX, so yeah. Right, reset FTPM, yes. And I'm just going to let it boot up and just see if it boots to Windows. And it'll boot up to the login screen, and that'll just confirm that everything works, and then we'll do the BIOS update, and then yeah, we'll hit it over the head and see what that cooler can do. Doubt you'll be able to test the cooler. The CPU won't draw enough. Yeah. What's the TDP on the 7700?
It's a TDP of 105, and it should be a PPT of 144.
Yeah. So we should be able to get 140 isn't massive, but you know, maybe we can.
But it's also the case of that's what almost all of the AM5 CPUs are.
Yeah.
Is up to 144.
65 watts. Are you sure?
Is this a 7700X?
No, it's a non-X.
Oh, it's a non-X.
okay,
then
yeah,
it'll be 65 watt.
okay,
but then
yeah.
you PBO it and it'll be 144, which is what we said we were going to do anyway.
Lots of conflicting information. So yeah, we're about to find out then. In that case,
if it's a 7500, sorry, if it's a 7700 non-X, yeah, absolutely, it's a 65 watt.
Yeah.
TDP, 88 eco mode, blah 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 blah.
Let's find out what it does in real life, because what it says on the tin and what it does in real life are not the same things. So yeah. Adamant. All right, restart. All right, we'll give it a modern BIOS as well.
Yeah.
Spamming delete.
That sounds like an indie rock band.
I do tap in. I do sort of.
No, the name spamming delete.
Oh, I see. Yeah. BIOS has been reset. Okay. Right.
F36. Okay, it's not ancient. It's just mostly ancient.
Yeah, it's always nice. I prefer it when motherboards will tell you what the date of the BIOS is as well, because like, don't know, man, what's F36? Is that old? I don't know. Whereas when they tell you the BIOS date as well, if you pull up, if the BIOS date is like 6 years ago, you can be like, okay, it's ancient.
Yeah.
But yeah, because like the only reason why you have any idea whether F36 is relevant is because you've just seen the BIOS download page, so you know what the current version is.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right, QFlash. Before updating BIOS, be sure to back up BitLock recovery keys. Yes. Right, update BIOS.
What's DMI?
What was the context for that? I didn't see.
There's a box just before this screen that says keep DMI. Digital media information.
Yeah, I'm not sure there, because
yeah, on the flash screen it gives you the BIOS date.
Oh yeah. So this one, oh yeah, that's fairly modern. That's July. Well, it's a year old, coming up to a year old, but yeah, considering it's a B650, that's not terrible. And we're going to F41. So yeah, right. BIOS is pretty. System must restart to complete BIOS update. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
All of the B650 Gaming XAX V2s use the same BIOS.
What, Wi-Fi or no?
All three of the revisions of this board use the same BIOS.
Yeah, that's nice. The non-Wi-Fi edition will probably be a different BIOS,
I'd
though, I would
imagine
assume.
so.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Yeah, that's the most common reason when I get a BIOS mismatch error is I've got the non-Wi-Fi version of the board's BIOS by accident. Please check if high bandwidth support bricks it. Interesting. Yeah, we'll check into it at some point. We'll carry on with what we're doing, but we'll have a look at that just as a curiosity thing. So yeah, DMI direct media interface. Again, that doesn't make sense in this context, which is why so yeah. Right. Now the absolutely thrilling moment of watching a BIOS update progress bar. Da 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 da.
The girl from Ipanema.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I don't actually know.
Oh, okay.
There.
Yeah. It'd be really unfortunate if there was a power cut. Yanks out power cable.
Yes. I wish there hadn't been quite so much faff getting chip compatibility on that, but the premise of the video and like the initial demonstration, I'm still really proud of. So yes. Dave's Garage had a short video out about the yellow key exploit against BitLocker. Yeah, Wild Floor Lamp did a test on that this week and confirmed it works, and it looks very interesting. Yeah, I need to test it at some point because it's something that is potentially extremely useful to me. On a semi-regular basis, I will tell customers, no, your data is lost because your computer is BitLockered and you either don't know the password, cannot recover the account, or the recovery keys are not in the account. Either way, we have no recovery. Therefore, your data is now lost. We have to reformat your computer. So having an actual exploit that can get out of that in a decent number of situations, potentially extremely interesting. So yeah. BitLocker keys can be decrypted now. Be careful with your wording. That's not what is going on here. We're not decrypting it, we're bypassing it.
What is the...
It's my understanding.
What is the BitLocker key length? Because obviously if it's...
That long, huh?
Because obviously, like, if it's like a 96-bit key...
Yeah.
Yeah. They are getting brute force now.
Any confirmation on that?
Well, in the sense of, have you seen how fast an H100 is?
Okay, yeah.
Nvidia makes 1 million of them a day, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Therefore, yeah, they're definitely getting brute forced.
Yeah, if you have
not by your script kiddie down the road, but like competent attacker level.
Yeah,
they're certainly getting brute forced at that level. But like, no, the investment is hundreds of thousands of pounds.
I was about to say,
but it was more of a point of us just like, oh yeah, threat level, no, they definitely are now. Yeah. I wonder if BitLocker's going to get a new version at some point to kind of just keep up with
this exploit. Yeah, well, certainly this current exploit only works if you have the old security certificate. I can't remember what it is. It's
because Microsoft accidentally leaked it, didn't they?
I thought it expired, or it is expiring. This was the secure boot certificate that is expiring. I think it's the one that expires later on this year. The updates for this are already out because initially, but apparently there's still a decent number of computers that have not updated, which I am skeptical about. But Floor Lamp is just like, no, most computers haven't updated. I'm like, all right, you're a trusted source to me, so I'll take your word for that. I've not looked. Because this isn't something that I pay attention to. However, any custom-built computer will have downloaded the update, because when we were the first time I learned about this security certificate, I did just a scattershot check of this PC and like my display PCs, and they were all running the new certificate without me having done anything. So I was like, it expires in June. So imminently. So this is an exploit that is not going to be effective against custom-built computers, I don't think, but against like client computers and just random stuff out in the wild where it's quite common to find them not fully up to date, there seems to be a decent chance that it will work. So yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
No custom PC has BitLocker on it. Yeah, this is true. Yeah. The reason why I bring this up is purely from a sense of like, because if someone in this chat is just like, well, I use BitLocker on my custom computer because I'm worried about that kind of thing, am I vulnerable? The answer is no, probably not. On the assumption that you run Windows Update, no, you're not vulnerable. I think is the short answer there.
So is the certificate update separate to a UEFI firmware update? Or is it coming out in UEFI firmware updates?
I cannot remember off the top of my head. We had a massive conversation about this in the Discord a while back because I was considering making a video about, or at least a short about it, just saying, you may have heard that a security certificate is expiring. This is what that certificate is. This is what it does. This is how you check if you're up to date. This is how you get the update, and so on. And we figured all of this out, but I've forgotten all of the answers. I need to look it up again though, because apparently it's relevant once again. Right, let's see. So we've done our BIOS update. I'm going to do a quick
sign in.
Yeah, I'm going to do a quick baseline check. I'm just going to run up I'm just going to run up Cinebench and hardware info and just see what our base temperature and power level is without having changed anything in BIOS. So, right, we're not connected to the internet. That should be absolutely fine. So, right. Let me just go get to my toolkit and, right, my drive.
My drive.
My drive. Does anything sensitive come up while I'm just browsing to toolkit?
Just drag it to desktop.
Yeah, where's my desktop icons? Have I got desktop icons hidden? Yeah, I have for some reason or other. Is there anything sensitive on the desktop? No, there isn't. Right, fine. Yeah, we're good to do capture. Right, hardware info, copy to desktop, and oh. I'll grab my drive because I can't find my copy of Cinebench. I know it's on this drive over here though, so I'll just grab this.
La capture.
Yeah, but yes. You green. Toolkit. Why is my ARGB flickering alarmingly? It was very concerning. I have not configured it, but yeah, it's doing something. Cinebench, there it is. Right. 7-zip extract. And I'm going to grab the copy of hardware info that's here because I believe it's more up to date than whatever is in here. Replace. Cool. Right, Cinebench is not a sure thing. Let's see. Will 7-zips benchmark max the CPU?
Reasonably.
7-zip. Okay, right, let's find out. So, CPU package. So, right, there we've got, oh, that's residency.
Keep going, keep going.
There's our temperatures.
Keep going.
Yeah,
there you go. It's those numbers in the middle there.
Right, there's our package power. Yeah, I was going to say I'm looking for CPU core load so I can tell if we're actually maxing or not. I guess we can just look at what power level we get. So let's run benchmark. All right, off it goes. And what does that give us? Right, so without having done anything in BIOS, we're looking for 90 watts. Remember, folks, this is why TDPs are bullshit. 65 watts CPU. All right, and yeah, this is probably going to be a good enough test for checking. So, right, so at 90 watts, we're looking for 70 degrees C. So, and the CPU fan is already ramped up quite a lot. I haven't done anything with the fan curve, so doesn't look promising for the performance of this cooler. I don't need to leap to the defense of this cooler. I'm not expecting it to be high performance. We just want to know what it actually can do. Ada 64. I don't have that installed. That's why I went for 7-zip. I was like, what do I have here right now? So, yeah. Lol, Sanic. Yeah, don't ask. Right. Okay. Right. So, yeah, we were looking for 90 watts and we hit 70 degrees C. There's our baseline. So, let's see what else we can do with this. So, I'm going to restart this now. Whoops.
No, you're not.
I'm going to click on settings by accident. Restart. Right, let's go into BIOS. Let's turn on all of the PBO and stuff like that and see what that does to it.
Bum, 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 bum.
Prime 95. I mean, 7-zip seems to be doing what we need, so.
Bum.
Try the XMP high bandwidth support. I'll do that in a minute. I just want to test the things that we're here to test first, and then we'll look at some other bits and pieces. Like, I'll turn on XMP and stuff like that in a moment, but none of that is relevant to what we're currently doing. Where's advanced mode on this? There it is. Okay, right. Give me AMD overclocking. And we're going to go PBO, and we're going to set that to advanced.
And then motherboard.
Motherboard.
And then scaler. And then 10x.
What does the scaler do?
Changes the fit value.
What's the fit value?
Changes the value that's allowed on the VF curve.
Okay.
So. Okay. So.
What's the fit curve? See, for me,
I was intentionally being unhelpful with my statements.
I can tell.
So,
but firstly, hang on a sec. Before you get going, just for a ballpark, for me, when I'm setting up a computer, I turn on PBO, and I usually just do PBO AMD limits. And quite often, if the motherboard has an option for PBO 85-degree thermal limit, I'll go for that. I'll say PBO maximum temperature of 85 degrees, because I don't really want my CPU running above 85 degrees.
Yeah.
And that is PBO without going wild, basically. So that's the point that I'm coming from. So continue. What is the scaler doing then?
So the scaler is controlling the silicon fitness. Each CPU has a hard fused silicon fitness. And that affects what the maximum voltage you can have when you are under an all-core load. Changing the scaler makes the fit value 10 times larger, meaning you can have more voltage under all-core load.
Okay, so you could say when we set it to 10x, we're basically saying pretend that we have the god tier silicon.
Effectively, you're scaling it up.
In a very roundabout way, we're saying pretend we have a golden sample CPU here and do what you would do if we have that,
Yeah, and generally you'll see like 20 to 30 millivolts more under the all-core.
Okay, yeah, which is probably enough to get you up a couple more frequency increments.
Yeah.
But also like 20 to 30 millivolts more, that's not crazy either. So because you just told me to put it up to the highest possible value, which a normal person would be like, are you sure? Yeah. But 20 to 30 millivolt, or 20 to 40 millivolts, it's just like, that's fine. Yeah, we can handle that. I'm not sure this cooler can handle that, but the CPU can handle that. So yeah, let's see what it does. ARGB is normal. It was normal, and then the thing started up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a lot of whirring from this CPU cooler.
Woo!
Yeah. I think we're going to see some pretty wild temperature swings here. Right, sensors only. 7 zip. I have to dodge around the cables coming out the back of the computer when using the keyboard. Yeah. Right. Tools benchmark. It's really cool that this exists.
Yeah.
All right, CPU package power.
There you go. 108 was the high there.
Okay, yeah. That's taking us up to
80.
Not quite 78, 79. Yeah, it's looking for 8. Yeah, with heat soak we'll hit 80.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 80 degrees. So we could extrapolate here. And we could say, okay, let's pretend that we can get this thing up to 120, 130 watts. At that point, we're going to be getting into the high 80s on the CPU.
Yeah.
So
I was going to say, this is quite impressive, actually.
Yeah,
because it's
noisy, but I would say 120 watts is your limit with this cooler.
But you can effectively set and forget PBO on any of a single CCD. AM5 CPUs and just be like, go.
Yeah, it's worse. Like at this point, I'm just like, I'll probably leave these settings as they are.
The only tweaks I would make for round 3, if you want to, is go in there, enable the frequency offset, just so the peak frequency it can boost to is slightly higher, and put a curve optimizer of like -10 in there.
Yeah, we topped out at 80 degrees C there. It's probably going to push up by 1 or 2 more degrees after heat soak sets in, because it's not cold, but we haven't been, like, if you want proper thermal testing, you've got to run it under load for half an hour, But yeah, so basically what we've just demonstrated that this 4 heat pipe cooler that I've fitted these on stream before, and some people in the chat have turned up their nose and be like, oh, it's only got 4 heat pipes kind of thing. It's like, it's good for 120 watts. And this is a 7700, so a 7700X, as long as you're not going wild, is fine. So basically, yeah, you're basically fine on anything up to a mid-range on this. It's only after you get into it's only after you go up to a 7800 or a 9800 that you're really gonna need a bigger cooler.
It'll be the dual CCD chips of the 7900, 7950, just because like the
the 9800X 3D though, that's looking for 140 watts, isn't it?
The 98.
Yeah. Like the 7800X, the 7800X 3D's got to be looking for 140 watts.
No.
Well, maybe.
It's about the same power as the 7700X.
Yeah.
This is the point.
I guess.
The AMD CPUs are about the same.
Yeah.
They don't scale like that.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, even still, though, also considering the extra fan noise. Well, I haven't fiddled with the fan codes, but that was going up to 80 degrees. If you were putting in a 7800X 3D, I would put a bigger cooler on.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't need one.
No.
Yeah. I think it's appropriate, though.
Yeah. You could absolutely get away with it.
Yeah.
So you have less noise.
Yeah. Fair enough. And yeah, bigger coolers have noise benefits. Yeah, that's the other thing as well, is you might want to put the bigger cooler on it just so there's less noise. Because, yeah, this thing, we were here, when we hit it with the load then, it did go, and because we're hitting 80 degrees, I can't really tone down the fans on that by a meaningful amount. We could probably bring them down slightly because the fans have diminishing returns. A lot of the heat is not heat dissipation, but heat extraction. The difficulty is not getting the heat out of the cooler. We've got 2 fans to do that. It's getting the heat out of the chip itself, which the fans have nothing to do with. So, yeah. Okay. Still,
nice.
Yeah, interesting.
It's way more competent than would be inferred.
And it does confirm that I'm 100% valid in sticking this on a 7700 or even a 7700X. Because that's the point where I'd be like, am I using the £15 cooler on a 7700? Yeah.
Yeah.
The answer to that is yeah. So, yeah. All right. You have to do something special to make it use 90 watts. Yeah, I mean, that's not difficult to do. You can tune it down for efficiency. You can bring the voltage down. We're deliberately trying to make this use more power. If we started dialing in the curve optimizer will bring the voltage down, so it will potentially use less power for higher clocks. So, yeah. We're deliberately trying to heat this thing up at the moment. But if we wanted to, we could tune this thing for low power and lower heat. That's just not what our objective is right now. We're just trying to see what the worst case numbers would be. So yeah, cool. All right, that's fine. I'm going to drop it back into BIOS and we'll just do a couple of other tweaks. Am I going to do a fan? Yeah, I'll probably dial in a dirty fan curve on it, just because I do live with this computer every day. I'll dial in a fan curve because the default fan curve will start spooling up the fans when it hits like 60 degrees, and that's just like you opened the start menu. So, and I'm like, you don't need to spool up the fans at 60 degrees, my guy. Okay.
And don't forget to enable XMP as well.
All right, let's have Expo, and that's favorites. Right, I want. Where is...
also change UCL clock, divide mode. Just force it into 1-to-1. middle one.
Yeah, there we go. uclock equals memclock. Yeah, just to make sure it doesn't do that. I'm looking for memory context restore. Memory context restore. Whoops. I want to make sure that's enabled so we don't get hideous post times. And then just
go back into the overclocking menu.
Yeah. What was that thing that you wanted me to test, Lead Farmer?
It's the high bandwidth mode, which is
bandwidth.
under the memory settings somewhere.
Subtimings, SPD, no.
I don't know if you have it on this board.
Fabric and dividers, low latency support. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen high bandwidth before.
Oh, there. Yeah, go up. It's just above system memory multiplier. Low latency support. It's that one.
Oh, is that it? Yeah.
No, the one below.
Oh yeah, high bandwidth support. There we go. Yeah. Okay, let's turn that on as well and see if it explodes. Cool. So there's that. Then let's see. Anything else I want to change? Oops. CSM support is disabled. Good. That's fine. I don't really care about much else. The defaults are fine.
Go into the overclocking menu.
Yeah.
And then precision boost overdrive.
Oh yeah, you wanted to
change the CPU boost clock override to enabled positive, and then change that to 200.
Okay, so what? Oh yeah, this is changing what the.
This is changing what the max permissible boost is. It's not.
Yes.
It does not change the frequency, and it doesn't change the curve or anything like that.
It just changes the limit.
It just extends the curve out.
Yeah, so it's just saying if you've got space to go this far, then you may go this far.
Yeah.
So
and then I would curve optimizer and just.
All core -10, did you say?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, let's try that.
Change sign positive to sign negative.
I pressed the right button by accident. Curve optimizer, right, -10. And so yeah, this is basically saying, so the curve optimizer on precision boost overdrive. So we're running floating boost here. So this is what frequency the CPU is looking for as it boosts up, and it has a graph that just says at this frequencies use this voltage at this frequency. And the curve optimizer is saying bring the voltage down across these frequencies. So let's say you hit at 1.2 volts, you go for, say, 4 gigahertz. What we're doing now is saying so instead of saying 1.2, we're saying 1190, you go for 4 gigahertz. So it's going for higher frequencies at lower voltage. And the effect of this is that we're using less power, and thus generating less heat. So we're going to hit power limits and thermal limits. It's going to take longer to hit power limits and thermal limits. It's going to try for higher frequencies at lower limits, is what I'm trying to say.
And also it will give you more. It effectively gives you more curve to use because there's a maximum voltage that this CPU can be at. If you hit that maximum voltage before you hit the maximum frequency you can be at, you're now voltage limited.
Right, smart fan. Right, CPU fan. Okay, I'm just going to quickly dial something in here. Right, let's have a manual curve. We're looking at the CPU. Right, so we're going for 100% when we hit 90 degrees. Because if we hit 90 degrees, I'm like, okay, we are now too hot. I want to cool down.
I would just drag basically all of those on top of each other.
Yeah, I'm going to bring all these down because basically I don't care about anything until we hit 50 degrees. So I'm just going to pull everything down first. I'm just going to set some incredibly low baselines. I'm going to adjust these in a sec. I'm just baselining stuff. Okay, right, so we don't care about anything until we're at 50 degrees. And then at 50 degrees, we then start a long ramp up to 70 degrees. And I'm going to do something like that. So, so this puts in a ramp. So what this means is the fan is going to be, basically just going to do nothing if we're less than 50 degrees. Because 50 degrees is idle. And then at that point, it starts ramping to 50% as we approach 70 degrees. Then above that, we start ramping up to cool down. That's a dirty fan curve. You need to do testing to see where your cooler wants to hang out, because what we might find is that 25% might be very low, and we might find that the CPU is idling at 55 degrees because 25% fans just isn't enough. So in which case we want to start pulling this up. But as a dirty start point, yeah, you can put in something like that, and that will just shut up the fan. So yes, call it corporate greed fan curve. All right, catch you later, Si. I think you're going to install fan control and start using motherboard fan control methods. Yeah, I don't see the need to use software fan control, because as you can see, the BIOS fan controls are pretty competent these days, and it means you're not having to run more software in the background. So yeah, the only the advantage of using software controls is you can tune them while you're in Windows without having to reboot the computer. But also, fan curves are a set and forget, in my opinion. The other exclusion to this, let's start saving that. So, oh, actually, yeah, I'll set a profile, as someone said. I like setting profiles. And then I'll save profile. Adamant. There we go. All right. Save. All right, let's see if that works. Yeah, so the other reason why you might want software control over your fans is your BIOS doesn't know what your graphics card temperature is doing. So if you want any of your fans to be reacting to the graphics card, then you have to have software fan control. If you're using water cooling and you want fans to react to liquid temperature, you're probably going to need to do that in software, because your BIOS doesn't know what your liquid temperature is. So my main rig at home, my Torrent, that's using an all-in-one water cooler, and I have my fan curves set to respond to the coolant temperature, not the CPU temperature, because the fans are cooling the coolant. If the CPU temperature spikes, that doesn't mean anything to me, because the coolant is going to carry that heat away. It's not until the coolant increases in temperature that I actually care. Likewise, my bottom intake fans, those are blowing air into the graphics card. So those fans don't care unless the graphics card hits load. So that's why I run software fan control at home. But on a basic computer like this, you're generally only reacting to the CPU temperature, so BIOS is fine. What happened with the Arctic AIO? Did you warranty it? No and no. I'm not going to bother with any of those things, if I'm honest. I don't think it's worth it, to be brutally honest. All right, so that high bandwidth mode seems fine. I'll bash it over the head with 7-zip again, because 7-zip is sensitive to memory speed. So yeah, if 7-zip freaks out, then that will be a memory issue. And let's have a look at Cinebench as well. We should have checked what the oh, not Cinebench, hardware info.
It's in the bottom right.
Yeah. You gone? Oh. Why? Stop. Okay. I should have checked what the clock speeds were, so we could just see what our clocks were doing. We didn't super care, but it just would have given us a comparison to see whether we're actually going faster with PBO. But, yeah. On the flip side, let's see. Okay, PBO is looking for 4.4. Oh, wow. No, never mind. PBO is looking for 5.34.
Yeah, which is about right.
What was the max? I thought I saw higher than that just then. Yeah, 5.49? Gosh. Man, if we could get 5.5 single core, that would be pretty cool.
If you scroll down on that list, you'll see frequency limit. There you go, frequency limit global. That's the maximum
wow, yeah.
limit.
So
if
it's
you go
looking for 5.5
right,
then.
If you go right to the maximum column, which is 525.
Yeah, 5253, yeah. I've lost track. There it is. Yeah. 525, yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to round that to 5.5. It's looking for 5.5 single. It's not going to do that all core, but let's see what it actually goes to. Where's our current clocks?
If you scroll up a bit.
There we go. There's our current clock. So let's bash it over the head again. Not move. Benchmark. Wow. Okay, there we go. Calm down a bit then. 5.29 I saw there. 5.3. Yeah, I'm not sure. This probably isn't an ideal test for looking for all-core clocks, but 5.2, 5.3 all-core, that's not too shabby for just a 7700.
Yeah.
Good. All right, what's my temperatures doing right now? I would like to not be melting. 84, yeah, it's looking for a lot, but we've tuned the fans to handle that. And our package power, oh, there we go, we're up to 114, 115 watts. It's peaked to 117, so yeah, you could get this CPU up to 120 watts. That's fine. At this point, we can fairly confidently say, without going crazy, we're getting as much as this CPU wants to give without doing crazy tuning.
Oh yeah, for and certainly for
Yeah, we literally were just like, yeah, scalar 10x, curve optimizer a little bit, fan curve, fine, go wild, you know.
But yeah, certainly for stuff where you're going to be having bursty single core. Yeah, it means you'll get peak single core boost as well, which is obviously useful for device responsiveness.
Yeah, and our maximum core voltage has been 1.415, which is very nice to see as well.
So yeah,
we like it when the core voltage is low.
Yeah, but yeah, you've had cores at 5.49.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah. So it's looking to peak there. It's a shame we didn't check those beforehand, but still, like we're looking for 5.5 gigahertz, and this is just a 7700, which a lot of people would consider to be a very ho-hum CPU. And like, look at that. That's not bad.
Yeah.
This CPU can be found on AliExpress for 120 quid on a good day. You know. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, you know. Good. All right. And also our memory setup seems to work just fine. That high bandwidth mode doesn't seem to have bricked my motherboard. So.
Have you got Y-Cruncher or Limpack on here?
I can acquire it fairly quickly.
Just because I would run a round of that, just to double check memory stability.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, can you put us on Facecam? Because I'm going to connect to the...
Facecam.
Yeah. I'm going to connect to the internet and just grab that because, yeah. I'm just going to grab the Wi-Fi antenna for this motherboard.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, good. It has worked out that Wi-Fi exists. I was just...
Oh, yeah, that would have been a pain.
Oh, it's not got a cable. Oh, that's a bit...
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, it would have been... Yeah, I mean, like, if it was an X series chipset, it probably would have come with a fancy antenna. And, yeah, incidentally, that does make... Caradog is grizzling because the Wi-Fi antenna that clips into the back just clips onto the back, and it doesn't have a wire, so you can put it around somewhere. I was at my dad's house this weekend sorting out his Wi-Fi, and he had a desktop computer upstairs in the spare room, and the Wi-Fi signal on that was like 1 or 2 bars, and it had just a little compact USB Wi-Fi dongle plugged into the back. We moved it from the back of the computer.
Flash drive ones.
Yeah. We moved it from the back of the computer to one of the front ports, and it went from 1 to 2 bars, and getting like he's just gotten 300 meg fiber.
Oh, nice.
And it went from getting 30 megabits download speed to like 290 or something like that.
Wow.
Just by moving it from the back to the front. So positioning of the Wi-Fi antenna really freaking important.
Yeah.
Obviously, your mileage may vary. There's so many factors that affect it. But yeah, this is why a motherboard with built-in Wi-Fi, when it comes with one of those natty little magnetic antennas that you can put somewhere around the front, that might make a huge difference, just getting it away from the bundle of wires going into the back of the computer, you know.
Huh, you don't have 6 gigs.
No, yeah, this is a Wi-Fi 7 motherboard, I think, but apparently it's not a tri-band. Yeah, it's a B650 though. It's probably Wi-Fi 6E. I'll be surprised if this is Wi-Fi 7, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd be expecting 6E on a B650. If it was a B850, I'd want Wi-Fi 7, but I'll be impressed if this is Wi-Fi 7. Yeah, 6E. Yeah, there you go.
8211AX.
Okay, right, where was I? So, Adamant IT, connect. Discord, you need to stop. Be gone. There we go. Wi-Fi just got better. I hate this message. This comes up on every computer being like, hey, did you know that your Wi-Fi is slightly better now? And I'm like, I don't need to know that. You just need to connect. I either already know or I don't care. Either way, we don't need a notification. Anyway, what were we doing? Y Cruncher.
Yeah, that'll do.
Right, Y Cruncher.
Why is back monitor mirroring screen?
That's not mirroring
What?
anything. That monitor behind us is just another computer. Yeah, that's just the data recovery computer, which is just on and idle at the moment. My connection was interrupted. Are you sure?
Oh, your clock time is wrong as well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I want to let me set the clock and then see if it sorts itself out. Time and language, date and time, set the time automatically off, set time automatically on.
You were also a day in the future. It was set to the 17th.
Wow.
So that's probably why it kind of went, excuse me?
Ding dong, it's the outside world with technology from the future, like bowls.
Excuse me?
Why is the internet still not working?
It's probably trying to work out who it is and where it's come from.
I'm going to download this on another computer in a minute. Okay, there we go. Right. Weird, but okay. Right. Number world. Wow, this... okay, yeah. This internet performance is kind of garbage. But I'm not here to solve this right now. Oh yeah, the Wi-Fi is dropping out on this. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit concerning. Okay, it's fine. It's working. We don't need the internet to be good right now.
On the right hand side in bold.
Download Y Cruncher. I appreciate that they just made the download bit bold. They're like, here's the bit you're looking for. Right, just Windows. There we go. Yeah.
Do not download the Linux version. Why can't I?
What the hell is a tarball?
Why can't I tar my zip?
Gosh, okay, I'm going to try connecting to the 5G network and see if that's less garbage. Connected, secured. Resume. Okay,
Done.
Instantly done. Right, apparently the 2.4 gigahertz network was having a hissy fit, which is slightly annoying because I bought a very expensive router to not have these kinds of problems. But fine, it's 2.4 gigahertz, who cares? Right, desktop, paste. Good, right. Right, and what happened? Right, we can capture again now. All right, Le Y Cruncher. Do I need to run this from command prompt?
Yeah, I'll read the README.
And try running as administrator and then doing that. No. Okay.
I don't actually remember how you run it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you normally do this from Benchmate, don't you?
This isn't the packaged version.
Command lines. General usage. Oh, no.
Yeah, so like Y Cruncher skip warnings, bench 500. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not tell it to use 60 gig of RAM and 4 drives in RAID 1.
Look, my eyes were going faster than my brain for a minute there.
all that is holy? No.
Pain. Okay, right.
Why?
See, Y tab. Yes, thank God that PowerShell is not stupid anymore. Right,
It
now I
never
can paste.
was?
Well, you can tab to autocomplete now, and you previously couldn't, I don't think. Oh, that's not what I want either. How about that? Oh my days.
No.
This is the one thing I
It's the other
do.
way around.
Okay, yeah.
You need the dot at the front. It auto-completed for you with the dot in there, and not the slash and so on.
This is the bit that I don't like about PowerShell, is when the executable is right in the directory, and I'm like, just run the executable that's in the directory. What am I doing wrong here?
I think you needed the dot there. I can't remember
Yeah.
what it was.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to do that. Chat, help me. What am I getting wrong here? The skip warnings bench. Yeah, so that's it. It hasn't errored on that unless the dot is wrong.
Oh, is it backslash?
Oh, yeah, I'm in Linux mode, aren't I? Yeah. Use command. I might do that in a minute, Jelly. Okay, dot backslash. Are you sure? That doesn't seem... No. Okay, I'm opening command. I just praised PowerShell for being like more helpful, and then immediately it betrayed me. Oh yeah, you can tab in command. No, we were doing it right, it's just not running. Whack. Okay.
There you go.
General usage, yeah. Okay, well that's its default run mode.
Just grab the files off the desktop on this.
Yeah, that's fine. Is that the
Ghost
yeah, the
Spectre
Ghost Spectre one? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Right. We're grabbing Benchmate from our other one.
It'll be the second local disk, won't it? The 118 gigabyte.
Oh
one.
yes, you're right. It just came up before I was. Might be Ghost. Oh, it's on the desktop, isn't it? Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah.
We're displaying a high level of competence here, folks. No wires to be crunched, yeah.
And then grab
Overclocking, yeah. How big is this whole folder?
It's got loads of small files in it.
Yeah. Oh, 30, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm gonna, what happens if I do that? That looks entirely reasonable. I don't mind. Damn it! I can't believe this. It's got loads of small files in it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fine. I'll just wait. I'll just wait for 30 seconds because it would be useful to have this. It would be useful to have a copy of this on something other than just that drive anyway. Just use the exe file. You can't. It's command line based. Yeah, because when we run it from Benchmate, you get a command line interface, but like it pops up with a menu and everything. That's what we're expecting to see. So yeah, not going home tonight. Oh, it's fine. When's your hard out? Was it you want to be gone by 7, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we got time. Okay, it's got 1,000 files left to go. It's actually going to go fast now. It's fine.
Norton 360 for gamers.
Wait. Did that actually come up?
Yeah.
What else is in here?
It's all of the drivers for the Z890.
Why is that in the overclocking folder?
Because it's the OCF.
OCF drivers
it's the
and
OCF
software.
drivers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've done this to me.
I can't believe that I have my software for my motherboard on my SSD.
All right, smart ass, you're doing this now.
There you go.
The other PC is for the sale. Yes, this one is my one, but the other one that we were going to build up is going to be for sale. Yeah, which we're probably not going to get to. I mean, I might. I might
How much
do
RAM has this got?
Might go super first. Sorry, 32 gigs.
Cool. Oh, you haven't got what do you need installed? That's annoying. I can't remember what Limpack needs.
Is it missing like a .NET or something?
Effectively,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hang on a sec. What was the error, what was the exact error message? WMIC
just go to
is
just
not
go to the Limpack
installed.
download, and it will tell you what you need to install,
Yeah.
and gives you the link effectively.
Limpack. Windows Management Instrumentation Command Line.
Yeah.
Removal? I don't want to remove that. I want to add it.
Yeah. Just go to the Limpack website.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take power up. Oh. They have a website?
Oh,
I think I was on a bit. How to install WMIC on Windows 11. All right. Getting the utility. Oh gosh, you've got to install an optional feature. Huh. Okay, well, sure.
Yeah.
Yep, okay. So go to Settings,
Oh, okay.
then System,
Hey, yep.
then Optional Features down the bottom, then View Features in the top right, and look for WMIC.
What? Oh, there we go.
There it is, yeah.
It was only showing me the installed ones. I was like, I know these are installed.
Yes.
I've gone to the ad.
Right, so there we go. Right. How will you spec it? With the 7800X3D that I put in it. But yeah, it will get 32 gigs of RAM because I quote unquote scored that that random memory kit that we tested.
Yeah.
But unfortunately it'll be a single stick, which is a bummer. But yeah, and then it's going to have a 9070 XT in it, which is why I'm up-speccing it, because this computer currently
it's an XT, yeah.
This computer is lying in a very awkward space where it's just not particularly well specced, and at the moment I'm up-speccing it, which is going to jack up the price of it, but like I'm okay with that. I'm not anticipating.
It's also just going to avoid it sitting in a weird valley of.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not expecting to sell it anytime soon, but I want to put in a spec that makes sense. So if someone comes in and says, I've got $2,000 to spend on a computer, I can be like, I've got just the machine for you right here, sir. You know. So yes.
I've restored your drive to being your drive.
Thanks. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's something I forgot to do while I was in BIOS, is find out what the RGB is doing on this thing.
Oh, is it all BIOS controlled?
Yeah, well there's no software control that I'm aware of.
Oh, I see. It doesn't come with a controller.
No. This has got an ARGB header plugged in. So yeah, that's the motherboard outputting whatever the hell that is at the moment.
Fair.
But yeah. I've only got 50p's and £10 notes. Can you spec a PC for me?
Depends how many £10 notes you've got.
I was just going to say the same thing. Yeah, I mean, how many tenors have you got?
If you've got 1,000 of them, absolutely.
I prefer Gigabyte Mobos for the build. I'm not a fanboy for any particular brand at the moment, but I think Gigabyte have some nice motherboards. Like the one that we've just put in this, one of the I'm not going to lie, I wanted to try a different motherboard in this PC, but also the one that I bought for it, which is this Gaming X AX V2, is also just, I like this Gigabyte motherboard. I like the stylings of it. I think it's a nice motherboard. And the spec on it is entirely fine, you know.
Yeah.
It's it's similar to the one that I've got at home. The one I've got at home is the Aorus, is the B650 Aorus, I think.
Yes.
Which has a bit more USB on the back of it, if my memory serves me. But yeah, broadly speaking, I quite like Gigabyte motherboards, in short. I'm not married to them, but they're fine, you know. MSI motherboards, simply lovely. Yeah, they're fine. Like the board that came out of here was an MSI, and like MSI motherboards tend to be pretty good bang for buck. So yeah. But yeah, there's no brands that I'm particularly in love with for motherboards right now. I pick whoever is appropriate for the price tag. Like, you know, the Asus Strix motherboards are always nice, but they're also going to be top of the price bracket for their category. So if you're trying to bring the cost of the build down, a Strix is going to demolish your budget. However, if you want a really nice example of the category of motherboard that you're buying, the Strix is going to have you covered, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, have you seen the new Asus retro board?
Yeah, I was going to. Neon Genesis just referenced that. Asus ROG retro board. What's it actually? I'm just going to Google it. Asus ROG retro. Crosshair 2006 motherboard. Okay, hold on. Let me just while we wait for this progress bar. Let's see. Browser with chat. Oh, now I've got to set up this nonsense. Okay, it didn't take too long. All right. Oh, cool. I love the copper. Can we have like a bigger picture? That's the back of it. Thanks. Can I? Okay, there we go. Oh my god, what are these pictures? If I download it, do I get a bigger picture? Yes, okay, right, hold on, let me get that. Let me open this. Can I do that? Yes, I can. Ugh. Okay, right, hold on. Hold on, I'm nearly there. Stay with me. There we go, there it is. Okay, that's the ROG Retro. Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, it's based on the Dark Hero.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty decent board underneath as well.
Yeah. It's a good looking board. Yeah, I kind of appreciate all of the bare copper, because that is very retro-ish. That's very mid-noughties. All the they have made it brushed copper as opposed to shiny copper. But then also, like, this is supposed to be a reimagining of that era. I like the classic Republic of Gamers logo there. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. That looks like a natty little OLED display.
It's apparently got enhanced postcode readout as well.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, we've got postcode in the top right as well. Yeah, that's kind of neat. How much is it?
I would expect £1 billion because they've made one of them.
Oh, I see. Okay. Amazon.
As far as I'm aware, it's not getting general release.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you can't buy this thing.
I'd imagine not, but I don't know.
Yeah, a cousin of the X870E Dark Hero. Yeah. I'm going to start clicking through. Okay, there it is. Tech specs, gallery support. Can I buy it? I want to buy it. How do I?
Do you have an internet search for ROG Crosshair 2006?
Yeah.
See if that brings anything up.
Guru 3D, Tech Critter video cards, hot hardware. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Shopping. No. Yeah. It looks kind of cool, but also by virtue of the fact that you can't buy it, I'm like, I don't know how much I care because you can't buy it. So who really cares? So yeah, okay. In other news,
it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, it's interesting that it exists though.
Yeah.
Right, why Cruncher, everyone?
Limpack.
Oh, a Limpack instead. Yeah, okay. All right. Let's see. Wow, 160 watts, kids. This is why not all benchmarks are born equal.
May I interest you in actual package power?
Yeah. Yes. Oh man, I thought 7-zip would get us closer to the max. I knew that Cinebench wouldn't, which is why I didn't run Cinebench. But I thought 7-zip would get us closer to maximum power.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go then. So this is why not all benchmarks are equal, folks. So yeah, okay, so we just got we just screwed 160 watts out of the 7700, and we're hitting thermal limit. However, it's also worth noting, does this mean we have a problem? No, because this is an unrealistic load. This is not a load that I'm going to run into on a day-to-day basis. So this doesn't mean that I have to change anything.
Technically, we're not at maximum because we're not throttling yet.
Wow. What's the thermal? Does it tell us what our thermal limit is?
Technically 95.5. But
yeah.
Also, because PBO's enabled, I think it goes to true TJ max of 105.
Okay, yeah. What's our clock speed at?
Flat 5, I'm guessing. Let's see, 4.991.
Yeah, it's looking for 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're losing clocks at this point, but
well, yes, because Limpack.
Yeah. It's to be expected. Yeah. Retighten CPU heatsink. I can't see a world where that's going to make a difference. I think we have a good mount here, and in my opinion, if you have a good mount, don't touch it.
Yeah, the thing I'm checking with this is that Limpack itself doesn't throw an error.
Yeah.
So where it says no errors detected so far.
Yeah, we're testing for stability here at the moment.
Yeah, and that Windows hardware errors haven't popped up.
Yeah.
Because from 5000 series onwards, Infinity Fabric errors will get effectively patched over.
Yeah.
And will come through as Windows hardware errors instead of it crashing.
Yeah.
If they're not super extreme
crashes. Get back
crashes.
to the package power again?
Whoosh. Whoosh.
Right, Jensen. Yeah.
I am Jason Huang. There you go.
Yeah, oh, there's 153 again, yeah. Oh, that's slightly scary. That's slightly scary that's a 7700 looking for 160 watts with a 4 heat pipe cooler on it. So
it's fine, you're only at 36% of PPT limit.
That's because we've set the limits. Like, that's what happens when you set the limit to no. Or the 7700X also max? I mean, it depends on what you're doing to it. That's the thing. Like, we went into PBO and we said, PBO, do whatever you want, no limits. So it's just like, you got it, boss. This is what the silicon can do, you know.
Yeah.
However, yeah, it's not crashing. Like, those temperatures are kind of unacceptable, but also these aren't. We're not going to hit this with day-to-day jobs. When I'm just using this computer day-to-day, it's not going to hit these kinds of loads. And this is why I call this an unrealistic load.
I mean, there's also probably fan speed available. max?
No, I told it to go to 100%.
Did you say it go to 100%?
Yeah, I said
Okay.
I said 100%. I think I
Oh,
said
yeah,
100% at 90.
90.
Yeah, and we're at 95, so that's 100% fan speed now. Yeah, I always set 100% at like, 85 or 90, just so I know that at the absolute top end, the cooler will actually go to maximum.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. I didn't expect to see 160 watts out of this. That's a bit scary. But yeah, also it's fine. Like, yes, it's running at 96 degrees, but also like it's not crashing.
Yeah.
It's not going any higher than that.
Yeah.
Like, if it was going up to 100 or 105, and then it froze and crashed, I'd be like, that's it, the cooler's had enough. Yeah. But technically, the cooler is coping at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say that's good, but it is coping.
It's effective. It's you are quote unquote thermal throttling now, because you've lost like 9 to 12 megahertz.
It's clocking down. Yeah.
But it's also the case you're only at like 9 to 10.
Yeah. What's your preferred minimum fan speed? I set minimum fan speeds to either 20 if I was tuning for silence, my minimum fan speed is 20%. Because that's the point where you functionally cannot hear the fan. I don't actually set zero fan speeds, because with zero fan speeds or start-stop mode, what will happen is the fans will stop and the temperatures will start creeping up. And what you'll get there is periodic ramping of the fans. Every now and then you'll hear a wah as the fans come on. And I actually find it's less distracting to have a consistent 20% minimum fan speed that your ears will just tune out completely. Whereas when the fans start up from zero, you'll hear that in a quiet room. So that's why I actually set a minimum fan speed of 20%. And then, 20% is my minimum. And on most like 120 or on 140 millimeter fans or 120 millimeter fans, that's probably like, I don't know, 300, 400 RPM or something like that, which is barely doing anything, but it's not nothing. It staves off heat soak, basically. It's shut up. Did we win?
No, it's loading the memory now.
Oh, okay. It's between cycles. Yeah.
Yeah. So would you like 96.7% virtual memory usage and 96.2% physical memory usage?
I see.
Your RAM, it's gone. Yeah, but see how we've gone off of load now, so we're now at 5.34.
What's the temperature at the moment? Let's just see what the temperature recovered to after coming off load. 75, and we're preloading. So we're at. We've got a partial load at the moment. We're not idling, because we're loading up for the next cycle of Linpack, and we're sitting at 75. So yeah, it's coping. Yeah, like, I'm not going to try and tell you this is a high performance cooler. That's not what we're trying to say here.
However,
but this cooler, what was it, £16 on Amazon at the moment?
Yeah.
This cooler is £16, and we just pumped 160 watts into it.
Yeah, like a real 160 watts.
Yeah, that's kind of nuts. So yeah, if someone says that the £16, the 16 quid for heat pipe cooler isn't enough, they're just wrong, basically. Now, sure, like we said, if you're putting in like a 9800X3D or something that's actually going to be looking for high performance, yeah, spend another £5. But if you can afford that CPU, you can afford to spend another £10 and put in a Peerless Assassin, which can do 180 watts without breaking a sweat, Yeah. But on principle, yeah, the £16 cooler is fine.
Yeah. This is the Spirit something. What the hell was it called? Assassin Spirit 120 V2 Plus.
Yeah. Now do a cheap 6 heat pipe. Burst Assassin 1 fan. Okay. Yeah, could do. It's a bummer my LAN PC is at home, because my LAN PC has got another cheap Thermalright in it, but I can't remember how many how many heat pipes it's got. But I'm not going to start reviewing all of the Thermalright coolers. But if we take this as a minimum standard, like we can assume this to be a worst case scenario as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Grand. Okay. Right. The timer is at 2:42. Yeah, we don't really have time to take the other PC apart. I know I said we were going to rebuild the other PC, but yeah, we don't have time. We don't really have time for that, because Caradog's got a hard out in about 15 minutes. So yeah, there's not really a lot of point in getting into other stuff. However, I found this quite interesting to look into, because
it's a good cooler.
I've been using this cooler for a while, but I've never really actually put it to test. I've enjoyed this conversation in English. All right, take care, my dude. He's got a hard what? A hard out. That's an industry term for meaning he has to leave at this time. This is not negotiable. As in, at this time, Caradog is going to be like, bye-bye, and just rip the cables out the camera and walk out the door. Speedrun taking the PC apart. All right, we're kind of done here, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right, shut it down. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not crashed out. It's all good.
I'm going to grab the other PC. I need that to not be on the desk when I get back.
Shut down. Shut down. Shut down. Oh. Bonk. Bonk.
It's still there. Whoosh. I heard that. Whoosh. Caradog walking out the door. Whoosh. Caradog opening the door of his car. Whoosh. Caradog pulling away in his car. Whoosh.
I mean, that's literally what my car does.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Whoosh. All right, it's this thing again. Yeah, I don't sell PCs that often, all right? It's not my main thing.
My main thing is getting angry at people about their iPads.
Yes, unironically. Caradog showed up today, and I was just like dealing with another client, and they walked out, and I immediately was just like, these fucking people, and blah, 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 and oh, don't know their passwords, oh, incompetence, and just, not wearing their glasses, Right, okay, bench cam, please, Caradog. All right, okay, right. So we're pulling out this motherboard and we're putting in the one that we built up earlier on. So I'm going to rob you. Ouch, I just poked myself on the motherboard. I want this. Okay. Speedrun.
Squish, 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 squish.
What are you doing over there?
Putting the RAM in.
Oh, I see, yeah.
It just felt slightly squishy. It was like, oh, okay.
RAM slots suck, man. I hate RAM slots so much. Medium 6. There's my one over there. I didn't drink your drink. Praise me.
Woo!
Motherboard. Unplug this.
Oh. Oh, yeah, it's a pulse.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the cheapest 9070 XTs that money could buy at the time.
Yeah.
But, like, it's fine.
I picked it up, didn't expect it to be the pulse, and then went, oh, it's the pulse. Never mind.
I got a couple of the XFX cards, which are the interesting ones with, like, the magnetic fans on them and stuff. But also, like, they all perform the same anyway. So
Yeah, functionally.
yeah, that's it. Just these
Oh,
days.
did you get the Mercuries or the? Sorry, the.
Don't know. Go and grab one and have a look at it if you want. There's an XT and a non-XT on the shelf.
Oh, you got a Swift. Oh.
Some of the. It's
that's a
not that one.
Yeah, no. I was just looking at the boxes.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's which ones you actually got, because I can't tell them apart.
Yeah. Quite a couple of the boxes in the shop are all just empty boxes for just like display
Swift.
purposes.
Oh, okay, fair.
Come on, get out here. There we go.
One thing I will say is,
all my homies hate the USB 3.0 connector.
yeah. One thing I will say about the XFX is I was pleased at the fact that they did a good number of the white ones.
Yeah.
And they didn't like make the pricing crazy.
Yeah, like that's why I got them, because they were the cheapest ones I could find at the time.
Yeah.
And they've got like a nice cooler on them with weird magnetic fans. I'm like, that's cool. I don't think anyone is ever going to use this, but sure.
Well, it's for warranty replacements. 'Cause when the fan fails, they can just go, oh, just pull it off and we'll send you a new one.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
It's like, it's the thing that's, I guess, statistically the most likely to fail.
Yeah. I kind of want to show it off on stream just to show people what we're talking about. Do people care about this? Have you guys seen the magnetic fans? They're kind of interesting to see, I think. Do you guys want to see a fan on a graphics card?
Have you ever walked into a... How much would it cost for you to spend a night in the cemetery?
Ever been mountain biking? This is the problem with us. We'll just start saying random shit and no one will have any idea what we're talking about. If we started doing we made it up, or this was fabricated by a writer, then people will start getting that, but yeah. All right, someone said yes, so yes, go and get the card. Let's have a look at it.
Are they in the box?
Yes, those boxes are full boxes. Yeah, I'll open one of them up. They're probably sealed, but that's fine. Like, I'm not expecting to sell those retail out of the shop. I'm expecting to use them in a build at some point. Wireless antennas are holding me up. Yeah, I think this is interesting enough to show off. I think it's a cool design. And I'm just like, hey, check this out. The XFX did a thing, and I think it's kind of interesting.
7 days.
Oh my days, Type C. There we go.
Oh my gaze.
Okay, there we go. Right. Rip that bad boy out. Okay, that's CPU fan 1. This has got a 7500F in it at the moment with a cooler on it. That's fine. I need this. Yeah, we need the SSD out of it. Other than that, this motherboard can kind of stay as is. We're functionally putting in the same motherboard. This motherboard is the MSI B650S Wi-Fi, and the one that I'm fitting is the gaming B650 gaming. Is literally the same PCB, but it's got the gaming heatsinks on it and the gaming branding. So it's basically the same, but it looks a bit fancier. And when you're trying to sell a retail PC and you're jacking up the spec of it, you want something that just looks a bit more flashy. So that's my rationale there.
For safety.
Yeah, I think everything is like individually wrapped there, so just unwrap a couple of things just so you can show people how it goes together, because it's kind of neat. Is XFX being fancy now? They are. I think this is cool, which is why I'm saying to Carado, hey, actually stop unboxing. I'm going to move this out of the way and just show people this graphics card, because I think it's cool. I think it's worth showing off and saying, hey, this is a thing that exists.
This has never been unboxed before. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah.
Oh, there's cardboard.
Yeah. We'll carry on with the speed run in a moment. The timer is paused. XFX wants to be the next EVGA, I guess. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Other than the fact that XFX don't make NVIDIA graphics cards.
True, yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's all Yeah, I'm sure at one point this came, all the fans were like, oh, I don't think this has the magnetic fans.
I was going to say, I'm not sure, because this is the Swift and not the not the Mercury.
Yeah.
Or
This is
Quicksilver.
you did grab the XT, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, well, I think this is a waste of time. I don't think this is the card that I thought it was.
This is the Swift, and the 9070 Vanilla is also a Swift.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I think I've wasted everyone's time. We'll just quickly double check, but I think Caradog is about to pull on the fan, realise that it doesn't come off, and in which case I'll be like, all right, get this out of my sight. I don't care anymore. Get this out of my sight. I don't care anymore.
No, that's definitely.
Be gone.
It's mine now.
I mean, no, but you already have a 9070 XT.
So?
Haven't you got like the special edition one or something?
Yeah, I've got the one with added hell crack.
What a tease. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry, folks. Yeah, I thought I had more of those. It's not the one I thought it was. I played you all.
What a rube!
Yes. You're now all the laughing stock of me.
Does it come with stickers? I hope it comes with... Oh, there are no stickers!
No, it's a Swift. It's the cheapest one that I could buy.
Yeah, but I thought it might come with stickers saying, like, isn't XFX cool? And, you know, I tell my parents I work for ASUS.
Oh, no. Is that a meme, or are you just...
I'm just being incredibly unfoundedly rude to XFX.
Yeah. If anyone is watching from XFX, please ignore my co-host. I think you're cool and I buy your products. And not just because they're the cheapest, but because I really believe in your company's vision.
But also, your spectacular pricing is certainly an assistance in this trying time.
Okay, right. Oh, there we go. Right, that distraction just ruined my gold split on this motherboard swap.
I hope you're not splitting motherboards.
Seems that Honeywell is working with XFX now.
Really?
I was going to say, what does that mean?
What does that mean?
Because, like, if you said XFX is using Honeywell PMT, whatever it is, I'd be like,
course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's how buying stuff works.
Yeah. Right, CPU fan, and...
Oh,
Have we got our CPU optional on this? Oh, we've got a pump fan one. Okay, it's going into pump fan one now.
oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Right, EPS.
Eat the what?
Come on, come on.
Ah!
There we go.
Nice.
Page change Tim. Yes. Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah,
when
XFS
people say,
buys
oh, we have a
products.
partnership, that basically means that one person is buying a product from the other. So, yeah, it would not surprise me. But then on the other hand, you know, like, if XFX is using PTM on their graphics cards, then, yeah, that's cool. It means they've got nice thermal paste in their graphics cards. So, yeah. Right. We need one of them. And we need one of them.
Excuse me.
Put that on.
Acer Predator Bifrost Radeon RX 97T XT Huh?
Those were some words. Like
The what?
What do you?
Acer, I don't think this graphics card exists.
Okay.
I think you are confused.
But also, what are you talking about?
An eBay listing for a graphics card that got posted in the Discord saying it's a good price, but then I was like,
okay.
The 9070 XTC?
Uh-huh.
The who? The what? The where?
Front audio. Boop.
I have no idea where I was, but I was saying to someone
I have no idea where I am.
about having to plug in the cable to get CD audio.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's going back. Gosh. That was a thing we had to do back in the day. You had an analog cable going from your DVD, going from your CD-ROM drive to your sound card to carry CD audio. And if you didn't have that, then you didn't get any music in your games.
Because your CPU was too slow to decode audio in real time.
Well, also, like, I can't remember
Like,
what you
just
needed to
the
enable that.
But like the concept, to me, obviously that at one point, desktop processors were slower than the speed of decoding audio was.
Yeah, but yeah. So this is an interesting topic.
And it's just like, oh boy, that's kind of wild when you think about it. And then you're just like, and then like 2 years later, everyone was just like, is fine.
Yeah. The problem is this is a question of, it's not so much that the CPUs were slow, it's more a case of like, people don't realize, it's understanding the difference between hardware and software processing.
Well, that it was not fast enough to do it all in software.
I guess,
and
yeah.
run the game. But then you come on like 5 years and then it can do that, and it's just like CPU scaling, computer scaling.
Yes, this is true. Yeah. Like, in that much being said, though, like, this is a two-way street, because like when you watch someone like Ben Eater and you look at 8-bit computers and stuff like that, and you see how they work in the inner workings and such, it's easy to be like, yeah, hardware processing is functionally instantaneous, whereas doing it in software is agonizingly slow.
Yeah.
So that makes what you said to me entirely unsurprising.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, when you also realize that, like, when you're building an 8-bit computer that runs at 1 megahertz and you're like, it's doing 1 million instructions per second, you're like, God, that's fast for 1 megahertz. And we just drag raced a affordable computer at 5.5 gigahertz. So what is that? 55,000 megahertz. What are numbers? You know.
Oh, and also 8 of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Also decoding words at 64-bit, not 8.
So who in chat has realised that I've just put all of the graphics card in without actually putting a single motherboard screw into this thing?
Oops.
That would be no one. You all lose. You failed the test. This will be edited out from the video.
This will be edited out from your memories. Oh no!
Technology improvements from the past 50 years compared to the past 100 is mind-blowing. Yeah.
Something the singularity.
Technological singularity. I want to learn. I need to read up on that at some point and be like, where are we up to with that? Is that still a thing? Is that theory still holding up, or is everyone like Ray Kurzweil is irrelevant? You know.
I mean, have you seen what we can do with sand?
Yeah, we tricked sand into thinking. Yeah.
You just Caradoc this Mobo. It's true.
I love it how you just own that as well. You're just like, what, is it going to fall out? And I'm like, well, actually, yeah, it will.
This time, yes.
No, the graphics card was holding it in, you know. Come on. This thread isn't lining up. Okay. Oh, the motherboard is wonky. No, can't do that. There we go. I'm using like the one screwdriver in my toolkit that isn't magnetized, or like is incredibly faintly magnetized. So I have to be really careful to not drop the screw.
I'm looking at. I was about to say I'm looking for a pile of your crimes, but then I'm just like, I wish to abandon this conversation.
That's my secret cap. All my piles are crimes.
Have you reached that age then?
Right. So what we've done with this PC, we've now swapped the motherboard out, so it now has a slightly fancier motherboard that is functionally identical but looks slightly fancier, which makes it more desirable when I put a bigger price tag on it. And also it now has a 7800X3D instead of a 7500F. So this thing is now spec'd up considerably higher, which is going to impact the price a lot, but it now means I have a quote unquote high-end offering on the bench. And the other PC that I will build either during the week or next Saturday, depending on what happens, will be my lower end offering that'll have a 7500F and a 3060 in it. So I'll have a couple of options on sale.
Yeah.
Whereas this previously was basically a glass cannon build with a 7500F in it, but a 9070 XT, which was a bit like, that's fine. Like the 7500F will keep up with a 9070 XT, but in terms of a like sales desirability standpoint, you kind of want to pair, it's nice to pair a high performance CPU up with AMD's flagship graphics card.
Yeah.
There we go, that's more like it. Right, screws into the graphics card, and then we are all done.
I'm quietly looking forward to AMD's next generation of graphics cards.
Do we know when that is? Because the 9070 XT, this has been around for a while now. Yeah. Do we know when there's going to be another one?
Not specifically, but like apparently the rumor do come out that the next Xbox device is going to use the same graphics card as what would make the 70 XT or 80 class AMD graphics card. So it's using exactly the same, it's using the same core as that. So that core is going to get pumped out in the millions. So that's going to be that's going to be well priced optimized. But also the like top end version of that is like 2.5 times bigger or something apparently.
I see.
So the top end one is just like, hello, yes, I am all of the transistors.
Yeah.
Ever. All of them. Our performance target is double the performance of a 4090.
I'm curious as to see what Xbox comes out with because because Microsoft look like they might be turning a corner with their attitude. Actions speak louder than words, but they're making noises of we're trying to correct course right now.
Yeah.
Which I am excited about. I'd like to see a good result from that. So yeah. Wolf39. Wolf39. Hello there. I've got an aim for 5600X, 32 gigs of RAM, 6750 XT, all MSI. Thinking about getting a 9070 XT. Will my 5600X keep up? Or should I get something else? Or should I get a 7800 XT? No, buy the 9070 XT.
Yeah.
Your 5600X will keep up in most of the things you're running. The only time you might notice is if the game is specifically CPU hungry, like say for example Space Marine 2.
Or you're playing it 1080p.
Yeah.
Don't play it 1080p.
Yeah.
Friends don't let friends play at 1080p.
But functionally, yeah, your 5600X, that'll run a 9070 XT just fine. You might get higher FPS by going to a higher CPU. However, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be GPU bound anyway. And also remember that if you buy that 9070 XT, they're a really good price right now. They're good value. The prices on them haven't gone up right now. The graphics card, the 9070 XT is well priced. You can still get it at like MSRP last time I checked, can't you?
Yeah,
they're like,
basically.
Yeah, they're high 500s, 600 pounds. So yeah, you should be able to find one for like $600.
Yeah, I'd expect so.
So they're good bang for buck, and once you've bought that, you can still use that when you eventually upgrade your CPU in the future. So I would say, yeah, buy the 9070 XT, and yeah, I think that'll be great. It'll change your world from a 6750 XT. You will get a transformative experience. And yeah, don't buy a 7800 XT because the price difference doesn't make sense. For a little bit extra, you'll get the 9070 XT, and that will be a huge step up.
It's like a 70% increase in ray tracing performance.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, if they are about the same money, don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem with the Radeon RX 7000 series. Is it wasn't the RX 7000 series isn't bad, but the price on it just doesn't make sense versus other options right now. They're good cards, just the prices just don't fit into anything that you would actually look to buy. If you're trying to build cheap, you buy a second-hand 6000 series card, and if you've got money, you buy a 9060 or a 9070. So that's the problem we're at with those cards, is that they just don't have a home right now. They're not bad cards, just the price doesn't make sense. Same problem that Intel has got. The Intel CPUs are fine, just the price doesn't make sense because there's just better options.
Yeah, the price doesn't make sense if you're willing to buy CPUs off of AliExpress because the 7500F is £90 or £100.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone's
So
just like, oh, the Intel CPUs are shit kind of thing. It's like, no, they're fine. There's just better options.
The 200S Plus ones are,
Yeah. Any idea what the nominal power draw in watts is from this particular setup? So by this particular setup, I assume you mean the one that I'm looking at, this computer. So this is now a 7800X3D, which I think is looking for about 120 watts, probably.
I would put a max draw of just under 600.
Yeah, we could probably push it a bit harder, but let's say 120 from the CPU. Graphics card 9070 XT, that's looking for 300 or 350?
300, 330, yeah.
Yeah, okay, let's pretend it's 350. So, and let's pretend the CPU is 150, just for fun. So 350 and 150, so that's what, 500. Add 100 for everything else, just for good measure, and you've got 600 watts. So, yeah, you could put a 650 watt power supply in this and be fine. Like, I think this has got a 750. Yeah, this has got a 750 in it, just so people don't ask questions. But you could put a 650 in this, and it would be fine.
Yeah.
So yes.
Good.
Good. All right. I think we're done. We're at 3 hour 10 minutes, and also you need to be out. You need to be gone. So yeah, let's wrap up. We fitted the motherboard. It was the quote unquote speed run. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We did some interesting explorations today. We'll see you next week with something else. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.